Welcome, everyone, to Straw Hat Crusaders, the podcast where one of us likes One Piece and the others like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, and we make each other read each other's series. Yippee! Everybody, I'm Clayton Shellman, and to my left is
Hayden Hartrick,
and to his left is
Josh,
and to his left is
Adriana.
And that's all of us, the Straw Hat Crusaders.
Only four of us?
are.
I thought there were like seven of us.
Well, there's a little dog.
There's a dog here.
There's a dog
There's a
here.
dog that I'm petting. Now
A
you went away.
gross
Chicken wow.
dog that we love dearly.
Yeah.
this
Yes.
dog cannot leave this house, cannot get out of this vicinity fast enough. This is kind of my whole take
Josh
on
hates
it.
Yeah,
the dog.
we
He
have
kicks the
learned-
dog. Like, genuinely, he kicks
I
the
do
dog.
not. I would never give this dog the Iggy treatment.
He shoves the dog very hard with his feet.
This
And
dog
he
is-
looks at it with disgust in his eye every time he
This
he
dog
speaks
is
about
innocent.
it.
I just think it could use a home that I'm not in.
Josh, I feel like every time like something like sitcom plot worthy happens, you always take the role of like the guy in the sitcom that everyone hates.
I can't even argue with
Yeah,
that.
no, it's true. You got. I think.
Wait,
you got
give me
it.
another example, motherfucker. That isn't this.
Like everyone, oh, it's a cute dog. Let's keep him. Oh, he's scrungly, but he's
He needs
cute.
to die.
I hate him. Can't handle dogs in my space.
Maybe I don't get enough attention at home.
Where's
Whoa.
at home?
Orion, my roommate,
Don't-
doesn't give me enough attention.
Name drop.
Wow.
Wow.
You have to use that bleep function on yourself.
I think he's good if I use his name.
Yeah, no. Josh only hates the dog because it tried to have sex with his leg.
Really?
That's not
Did?
the only reason. I hated it before that even happened. I don't hate the
He
dog.
still has his little balls on.
Yeah.
I don't like his presence. I don't think he adds to the vibe in a way that is positive. Get the mic away from him.
He didn't want to say anything anyway.
Yeah. He's read One Piece.
Yeah.
Anyway, how
I
are we
would have
doing?
let him in.
How are we doing this week, guys?
Well, I'm doing swell. Can I tell you, I have a story that I was excited to share with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
First of all, yesterday I saw Monkey Man, which was awesome.
I'm gonna go see it tonight.
Very good little film. But more importantly, the day before that, I saw. This was a first time experience for me. I saw Godzilla X Kong in 4DX.
Hell yeah, dude.
Which was like somewhat mind blowing. It is so for anybody who doesn't know, 4DX is there's a lot of things going on. It's in 3D.
Oh my god.
The chairs move like you're on a roller coaster.
Oh my God.
Like they go like up and like with whatever you think would be normal to happen in a movie theater, like double it is what these chairs are doing. And then there's a bunch of little things. For example, when you first sit down, the first thing you notice is there's a button that you can turn water on or off.
Yeah, I've heard of this.
What the fuck? It sprays you?
It sprays you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, if there's like a big splash of water, it just goes psst and shoots mist on your face from the
That's
seat in
awesome.
front of
I'm
you.
glad that you can toggle that.
Yes, yeah, you can toggle it. It's crazy because one of the functions of the 4DX is 3D, so you're wearing glasses, and it shoots water on your glasses.
Wait, did you have the toggle was on for you?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was my first time, and I wanted the experience.
That water in there must have been
Rank.
bad water.
Yeah.
I looked at the seat next to me, and where in like the where the cushion meets the back of the chair, it was like you couldn't see anything but like an ocean of popcorn in the
my
little
God.
fold between the two things.
Wow.
Nice.
Nasty stuff. There were several things they had that were absolutely. So one of the other big factors, one of the things I think worked well is they pump smell into the room.
That's where I draw the fucking line.
And you can't toggle that
Is it-
off either.
No,
Yeah.
you cannot.
Because you
because
get,
it's
like,
the whole room.
They King Kong musk.
No,
Ew.
so they made sure not to do any bad smells, but when it was a jungle, it was like, okay, this is like, I would recognize this as a jungle smell or like a kind of like salty ocean
I
breeze
like
smell
that.
for the beach. It was interesting. And then they have like fans that blow on you too.
My God.
And so yeah, when you're at a beach, it's like you get a little bit of like tiny
Yeah.
bits of mist and watery stuff going on your face. You get the smell of the ocean. One thing that was distracting is anytime there was a new location, you could hear the smell machine go.
What?
And the biggest thing was these chairs. There is a reason that roller coasters are not 2 hours long.
Oh my God.
My body is still in pain
Oh
from
my
like
God.
what happened to my neck by the end of that.
Damn.
Oh
Not
my
to mention,
God.
like, there's this thing that it's like in the back of the chair. It, like every time Kong would punch something, you would feel like it shoves you.
Oh my God.
And then whenever somebody would get hit as well, another effect that they would do is, and this was like my least, this pissed me off. There was there were like 6 air cannons at like different places spatially behind your neck. So it would go like into your ear. And it was like, it didn't simulate the feeling of anything. It just made you go like, what the fuck? And so for every fight scene, it was like you're getting shaken to the point that some people were like almost falling out of
Oh
their
my
chairs.
God.
You're getting shaken. You're getting shoved out of your seat.
Just
You're
imagine-
getting air blown on you.
I'm imagining someone like being in a movie theater and then seeing like someone in the front, like one of the front rows, just stand up for the rest of the movie to avoid the shaking.
It's like, it's immersive in the sense that when the main character, King Kong or Godzilla, is beating the fuck out of somebody, you feel like they're
Damn.
beating the fuck out of you.
That's crazy.
There was a point too where, and I don't know how this happened, but they dripped. There was a water scene, and just a couple drops of water just dripped on me, like from the ceiling. Like a few drops of water like hit my shoulder, and I was like,
What?
"What the? Is this supposed to
my
be
God.
immersive?"
It must be like the condensation on the ceiling building up from all the mist.
Maybe.
Yeah, like there's no way they planned like because those ceilings are so high. Like don't take a lot of precision and,
Yeah.
and so many different water spouts on
Well,
top to hit everyone.
what I found
in the
out-
shoulder.
Was that there is a jet cannon, like a water cannon, to the side of the room that is separate from the mist sprayers that, like, I think it was raining, and so it shot water basically up above us so that it was, like, falling down on us. And so that's, I think, what that was.
Uh-huh.
They also had big...
And you can't turn that off then.
You cannot turn that off.
So you are
Water
always getting
is
a little
always
water.
at least a
so
little bit
people
on.
walking out of like this theater like with just soaking
Soaking
wet.
wet.
Like their neck
Honestly-
is sore and they have mud on them and shit. Like they
It was-
smell like a bucket of shit.
There was
Colin
flashing
Musk.
lights to the point that I was like separate from on the screen. They had lights to the side that would like flash for different things. And then this was to me what I found to be the craziest one because it's absolutely pointless. In scenes that were foggy or smoky, they had a smoke machine
But-
right in front of the screen.
But
And even though there's fog on the screen already, it just went brrrr and like started pumping smoke in front of the theater
I'm
screen.
almost okay. I almost don't believe you anyway.
This
so
is all
crazy.
true. Well, the thing is, I really want to get a group to go with me because I
Yeah.
think that would be so
How much
funny.
is-
Isn't it?
ticket.
It's significantly more expensive.
Yeah.
To go. Like it's like
Honestly-
an extra like $7, right?
It's an extra $7 about. It's $20.
I could not just for the next stuff. Could not deal with that.
Yeah, it's rough. I assumed I would not get you, but I think
got
there are
me.
people that I will get.
What? Because of the next stuff? Is that why you were saying?
I just didn't think you would want to do that to
No.
yourself.
If it weren't for the neck thing, I would. So that was your week?
That was the main. Yeah, that was the main thing.
Hell yeah.
amazing.
I thought, okay.
How's your
What?
week, Josh?
How's your week, Josh?
I had something a little weird happen to me like a couple nights ago.
What was it?
So I was watching Chainsaw Man with Mark,
Nice.
right? He was at my place, and what we do is like we'll put because I don't have like I'm not logged in on my TV on anything, but I'm logged in on my computer, so I'll just like plug my computer HDMI to the TV, blah blah blah. But then what we like to do is go on my LinkedIn after on the TV, and then like fuck around a little bit. And by that I just mean like make fun of stuff that's said. And then also he went into my profile, and then like he put in like in my experience he started typing that I worked at Raytheon and that I was like a comedian at Raytheon or something.
What's Raytheon?
A weapons manufacturer. And then he went to my messages, and he went to this random guy who I had spoken to, who was a recruiter at one point, or maybe still is.
Whoa.
And had spoken to me, like, we'd had a few phone calls, and he was trying to get me at this company. It didn't end up panning out, but he texted this guy who I hadn't spoken to in, like, months, and was like, sorry, my phone broke, like, sad face, threw it at my kid, sad face, and he didn't send it.
What? Oh, wait. Sorry, I misunderstood. Okay.
He typed it.
Mark was typing
Mark
this.
was typing this.
Okay.
Yeah, just as a joke. Didn't hit send. And then I went to the GIFs. I thought, oh, that's really funny. And I went to the GIFs because LinkedIn has GIFs. And I selected a GIF, and it immediately sent the GIF to this guy at like 11:30 at night. And the GIF was a guy hoisting a tortilla up on a flagpole, and the tortilla had a big W. And I immediately deleted the conversation and I just hope that like, okay.
He got it.
I just
You
really
got the notification.
I just
He
hope
got it.
that like it deleted for both of us.
No.
It didn't.
That's
No.
not how it
Because this guy texted me. at-
Oh,
Like just now?
This is no.
Oh,
Actually,
no.
okay.
Oh, that's what you were
He
reacting-
texted me that night at like 12:30 a.m. It was a Friday night, and he said, "Hey," and then sent another text for the tortilla, and then sent a third text, and it was an address, and that's all. That was it.
What?
That was it.
What?
Did you look up what this address
Yeah, I
is?
did. It was a random address from my hometown, but not
Oh.
no, not my
No.
address.
That would be insane. Hey, for that tortilla, I'm gonna kill you.
For a second, I was like threatened,
For that tortilla.
but I think he was. I think he
What is
thought
it?
I wanted to hook up. That's the only. I don't know what else it could be.
Wait,
Whoa.
but what is
Well,
the address?
what's the address? Is the address a home?
Yeah, it's a home. It's a suburban home.
Whoa.
Yeah,
What did you say?
nothing. I did not respond.
we respond live on the
I
podcast?
I did not respond. I'm not gonna do that because
That is crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, is this how this guy gets his kicks?
Yeah, you should just send a message.
We had a
outside.
completely professional.
But he did text you outside of LinkedIn, which is what makes
Yeah.
You should
That's
just text
insane.
him. Sorry, I didn't mean to send that. I threw my phone at my kid.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah. What's crazy is that I got a text from another guy. Wait a minute. Yeah, I got a text from another guy on LinkedIn,
Okay.
and it's completely something that's completely unrelated.
Okay, so
Okay.
No, but it's just like that has neither of those things of kind of.
Wait.
That's the end of that.
hang on.
Why'd you bring that up?
Wait, that what you told
Okay,
me?
I'll be honest.
You told a story about a conversation you had with some guy. Crazy conversation. We all agree. Insane. Very entertaining. Also, I got a text from a different person.
But it doesn't end there. I went to HEB today.
No, here's why. Because as I was pulling this up, I thought it was the same guy who reached out again
Okay.
with a text message that was like felt conversational, like he was starting a random conversation. And no, it's actually, I'm looking at it. It's a name. It's a completely different guy. And
Whoa.
It's a completely different guy. And
I think we've established
I have,
that it's a different
and so I feel like an idiot. I have no context still for what he's saying. And I'll be honest, I'm starting to question if he was the guy I originally sent the tortilla to.
Josh, you should just delete your account.
I've been wanting to, but I gotta get a job first, like a good one. But yeah,
This is like you. That was like a code that drug dealers on
Yeah.
LinkedIn have been using, and you're involved now.
it could, it could be I guess it could be a drug thing too. Whatever it was, it was, it was sinister and unprofessional. And
Whoa.
yeah, hey, guy, the one who sent it, I know you're listening. Not cool. Not cool.
I think it was kind of cool.
I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say his name.
Yeah, I'd hope not.
I'm not going to put him on blast.
I'd hope not.
Samuel. It's not Samuel. It's not that.
I think the only way to get to the bottom of this is to go to that address.
Yeah. But it's so far away. Why would he send you an address that's so far away?
It is. It's a bit far. I don't know. I think
Well,
maybe he thinks I live there.
Road trip?
Road trip. To the
Road trip.
Forget the eclipse. We're going to this address.
That's how
We're
y'all
taking a road trip.
And that's how y'all know which of the 3 people on this podcast are white, and which one is it?
There's 3 people on this podcast.
I said which 3 of the 4. That's
you
what I
said
meant.
That's
which
what you
of
said.
the 3 people.
Which 3 people on this podcast are white? That's
Yeah.
what I said.
That's not what you said.
That's not what
I
you said.
swear that's what I
You
said.
said
It is recorded, motherfucker.
of the 3
Here's
people.
what history will remember. Okay, starting from this point, because I will cut the rest out.
Sure.
That's how you know which 3 of the 4 people on this podcast are completely white.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna burp off mic.
White people do love road trips. I
Yeah.
believe.
They
Right.
love
Yeah.
trouble. They love trouble. All right. So
Is that it?
Any other messages from?
any other texts that you received like just today in general, like like what
Let me
any
check.
did you get any texts
let me
today?
check.
From anyone?
I'm not serious. We're not doing that.
Let me check. Let me check.
Aw,
Hayden, how
he-
was your week?
Yeah.
My week was pretty solid. I had a children's theater thing I was doing all week, which was super awesome and fun and silly and goofy. Kids wrote a story about a Yeti whose main goal was that he wanted
blow
a balanced workload and a functioning family.
The kids
The
wrote
kids
that.
wrote
Kids
that?
wrote that.
Oh my god.
That's
Yeah.
how you know
That's
times are tough, man.
terrible.
Jesus Christ.
When I grow up, I want to have a balanced work life.
Uh-huh.
I want a remote
But
job.
yeah, that's what I've been doing all week. Trying to figure out where the fuck this dog is going.
Yeah.
We're trying to rehouse him. And I've been on the job hunt, and it's terrible and awful.
Yeah. Did we explain, by the way, that this is a dog you found on the street?
Yeah, it's a stray dog that
Not
Clayton
not,
found.
not a pet that Josh
yes.
hates.
His name is
Yes.
Hotline Bling. Unless you're our landlord,
name is
in which
Hotline
case
Bling.
there is no animal here.
Yeah, if you're a
Allegedly.
landlord,
Don't listen to this podcast.
yes.
Yeah, this is anti-landlord podcast.
Buzz off.
In general, let's say if you're a landlord,
Yeah.
not our landlord.
Yeah.
This is not for you.
Yeah.
How was your week, Adriana?
Pretty good, pretty busy. Tried to go to WeebCon in Dallas. Got sick, didn't go.
Damn.
I guess a few things going on. Clayton's boyfriend Ellis. Should I name drop Ellis?
Yeah.
Or you can bleep it out.
Yeah, go for it.
Clayton's.
I don't know how much privacy Ellis wants.
I think as far as this podcast knows, Ellis is my friend. As we established that
Wow.
one.
Whoa.
well,
but
you,
you can
you
say
can bleep out.
We don't need to bleep it.
some-
I'm just joking.
You can
around.
bleep out half of those words.
Clayton's big friend.
But me and them are going to share a artist alley table at San Japan this year. At least we are going to apply to do that.
Yeah.
So that's something that's been in the works. We've been like getting together portfolio for, making some like stocking up on inventory and stuff we're gonna make. And that's like on my bucket list to have a table at Artist Alley, because I've always just like I've loved the Artist Alley at cons.
Do you think you'll do it in cosplay?
Yeah, I think I'll still cosplay.
That's cool.
Just, I mean, it doesn't, maybe not something crazy, but I also think it's a good conversation starter, you know, like, or like just I don't know. I like cosplaying even if I can't like walk around.
That's the one we're all planning on going to, correct?
No,
No, it's a different one?
We are planning to go to A-Fest, which is also in
Yes.
Dallas.
A-Fest
San
in
Japan is in
Dallas.
San Antonio.
Okay.
But yeah. And then what else? Oh, I had a PowerPoint party with
Those are
some
always
friends
fun.
last night. Yeah.
What was your PowerPoint?
My PowerPoint was why the first slide was why you should let me be your freaking lawyer. And it was just telling everyone like why I would make a good lawyer for them and why they should hire me as their lawyer if they ever need one and give me their money.
I trust
I
you.
am.
Yeah.
I do trust you
It was
implicitly.
pretty good.
What'd you think of Lucas's?
That was fantastic. Lucas was there. He did ranking androgynous light-haired characters on how much I want to be them. And it's so great. Yeah, it was really fun. And then we went to IHOP and we got the Sonic menu.
Which I didn't even know there was a Sonic. I feel
Yeah.
like such a failure to not know about the new IHOP special menu.
It is stuff that's already on the menu that they just renamed as Sonic characters. I got the Amy's waffle thing. It was just like a waffle with some ice cream and strawberries and stuff. But yeah, it was good. And then we all got stomach aches.
Yeah, I was gonna say I heard that everyone got sick from it.
Yeah, I didn't get like sick, but Lucas was, not feeling great after IHOP, and I also was like, I just feel worse than before.
Well, that's how I feel every time I leave IHOP. Also, when I step in.
Damn.
It's kind of how I feel generally.
Damn, I'm sorry, man.
Y'all need to see some dang doctors.
I don't trust
Dang it.
doctors.
I know, it's weird.
Well, I
Speaking of lawyers, are we ready to hop into our discussion of what we're going to talk about today?
Yes.
Clayton, you started a whole new part
JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
of
Part
Job's
six.
Bizarre Adventures.
and Hayden, let's not forget you saw the first 5 episodes of the anime for the first time.
That's right. My only previous experience with this has been the manga, and so I am experiencing
Cha-ching.
with fresh eyes. So now it's like a little more balanced on the JoJo
Clayton,
section.
sorry. Clayton, I have been wondering what you were looking at so intently for the last 10 minutes. And I turn around, and it's the dog having relations with the pillow.
Yeah,
Well,
there's,
no,
there's a specific
sometimes,
pillow.
a lot of times he can't figure it out. What I
he just rammed his head into our like little end table for no reason. Oh, and he's back to fucking.
it's like he'll get to that position, and the pillow's just like too bulbous.
It looks like he's
Yeah.
trying to climb over it, not so
Yeah,
much
now
fuck
he's
it.
standing on the pillow trying to fuck it.
It looks like he's trying to create like folds, like access points.
I would give anything to
And now he's just
ignore
cuddling
this
it.
dog right now.
Yeah.
It really is like I don't know why the pillow was not over here. He brought the pillow to us.
Yeah, he did the same thing when Clayton and I were watching the Invincible finale the other night.
set it
He
up
dragged it
right
in
in front of the TV.
us.
That's crazy.
He's a lunatic.
Clayton.
He's crying.
So
sorry. We're moving
let's get
past
back to the real conversation at hand here.
Jolyne.
Jolyne.
I love Jolyne.
Hell yeah.
She's awesome.
Isn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's end of story.
she?
End,
She's awesome.
End of part.
podcast.
Well,
Yes.
what do you like about her?
I like that she is a little bit pathetic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that she's a bit of a loser that got caught jerking off and wants to kill herself. I like that she doesn't always have it all figured out, but in the moments where she needs to, she gets it together, and you start to see those like glimpses of Jotaro
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that I think are really cool. And I think she has an awesome stand.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stone
you're welcome.
Free.
Stone Free is sick.
Yeah.
Stone
It
Free
is.
is.
And I
as you
can-
will find out, one of my top favorite stands.
Your top favorite.
Top favorite.
I
top,
can only imagine that, like the shit that is surely going to be done with this stand.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what's in
Strings.
store.
Mm-hmm.
It's a simple yet versatile ability, which is always the best.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think we should start. Oh, also Hayden, how'd you feel about these episodes in total?
Yeah, I think that I loved having the performance there. Again, it's been a while since I've read part 6, so I forgot a lot about what Jolyne's character is like, and I enjoyed it quite a bit as well. I think the performance was excuse me, sorry. I thought the performance was wonderful and awesome, and she's sick as hell, and it's great. Having the little string, like seeing the words move along the string,
That's so cool.
was
Yeah.
so cool.
Part 6, the art style, in terms of the anime at least, it has my favorite character art style so far.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I
looking.
really love it. It's kind of a medium between. It feels sort of like a medium between part 4, at least in the anime, part 4 and part 5's art style. I really like it, and I like the way people look in it. I like the way some of the OG characters look in it, and by that I mean
Jotaro gets
Cujoh.
there's like 2 or 3 shots where Jotaro's hat is really tall.
Yeah.
So
It's
tall.
so tall. It's like Polnareff
Yeah,
hair
like-
heights level.
It's like when he was being impersonated by Oingo.
It's because now he's older and wiser. That's where he keeps his secrets.
Yeah,
And there's so many
his-
secrets now that it's
His brain grew
yeah.
vertically.
yeah.
He's kind of a Jimmy Neutron.
But yeah, overall first impressions of the part, Clayton.
I'm very excited. I still don't know what the dealio is. We haven't met. I guess we've kind of met like a bad guy at least. I don't know if this is like the bad guy.
Which one are you referring to?
I'm talking about White Snake.
Yeah.
Because I know I've seen those fucking discs all over the damn intro.
Yeah.
And so that makes me go, interesting.
What do you think of White Snake as so far? Just his design and his overall.
Smash is what I
Yeah.
Maybe the
Is it
one
because
of
of
the
how like
most-
goopy it is?
not the goopiness at all.
That's what drives me to
Not
it.
involved.
Wow.
The Come Monster.
One of the is it everybody saying?
one of the easiest, like most confident smashes that you could make about a stand. Yeah, for sure.
He's dressed for it too.
Yeah.
Like just look at what he's wearing.
Oh yeah.
He's a whore. for
Yeah.
God's
He's
sake.
dressed for he is the kink at Pride. Like that's how he
Uh-huh.
looks.
That is-
yeah.
Yeah.
It's stone free.
Yeah. Honestly, I want to hang out with Stone.
Yeah.
That's
The
so real.
sunglasses they give it
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
chill with
Yeah.
Stone Free.
Dream blunt
Stone
rotation
Free.
definitely includes Stone Free.
Stone Free is a Jimi Hendrix song. It's a really good one.
Oh. Is this the first JoJo stand that is the first stand of a JoJo that's a reference?
No, Crazy Diamond.
Crazy
is a
Diamond was
musical
Shine
reference.
On You Crazy Diamond from Pink Floyd. Gold Experience is the album by Prince. Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, motherfucker.
I thought I remember being said that those don't have them. But I guess I'm a dumb shit.
I think maybe
Yeah,
we
I
were talking
think
about
so.
Star Platinum and Hermit Purple, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe. But yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happens just in the first episode. And believe it or not, they cut a lot out. Like they changed a lot for the first episode, particularly. There's a lot of scenes in the manga I would even suggest reading of just Jolyne going through the prison like processing like sequence, and you just seeing her like you see how she bargains not to have her hair chopped off. You see her running like seeing a bunch of other inmates naked and reacting to that, and she just has all these quirky little moments that I think are just really important to her character.
Hell yeah.
I love Jolyne a lot.
Yeah. She's great.
She is one of my faves ever.
Yeah. She is shaping up. I really enjoy her. She could take a very high spot, I think,
Yeah.
on my JoJos.
Well, we finally have what I know. This is what you look for in a JoJo. You always talk about like, oh, I want one that's like brutal, but I know that you want one that's horny, and luckily you found one.
Is that a defining trait? We've seen her be horny once.
No, it's not really that. It might come up again, but
Okay.
it's not like she's not like Joseph level.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Oh, Joseph, yeah.
Joseph's like the horniest one.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate horniness as long as they're being good people about it.
Joseph,
As long
is
as they're
not.
being self-respecting citizens of the law about it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
By the way, I wanted to say this earlier, but so you that lawyer, I
Uh-huh.
don't know if you noticed, but his ears grew
I-
as the episode went on.
What the fuck is up with that human person?
I
that
know.
he's
I mean, no,
supposed to
that's
be
one of the
human?
aliens. That's an alien.
No, that's a Floridian.
No,
Yeah,
that's,
no,
that is the guy from Part 4.
Right.
Sure.
It was him.
It was
Did
him.
literally.
Miki Taka have pointy ears?
He did.
He did have
but he
pointy
looked
ears, and
more
he-
human than that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he could be Mikitaka's brother.
True.
True. Yeah, that guy was strange, and he had big ears. I didn't notice that they grew, but I was just like, they're fucking big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's more pronounced in the manga, I think, that his ears grow throughout. Because, like, you see more how sinister he is as it goes along.
But what do you think of Whitesnake's power, too, though?
Yeah.
That's scary.
Right?
I've always wondered, like, there's not been a stand yet that, like, takes your stand away.
Yeah.
But it seems like he can't only take your stand away, but can, like, use it in some ways. What it seems to have been applying, like, he needed Star Platinum because they're like, we have the mighty time-stopping stand, Star Platinum. What's he gonna do there? He also seems to have like Jotaro's mind on the disc. It really seemed like they were trying to tell us that Jotaro was dead, and I didn't really believe it.
How do you feel about Jotaro's his actions and then his ultimate fate in these last few episodes?
I mean, it seems like he's a little bit off his game. I'll say that much. He's still doing good for sure. But similar to like part 4, it's like, yeah, he's a little bit rusty, I think. And so it doesn't seem entirely unbelievable that he got snatched, that he got. But also seems like he's maybe not a very good father.
Yeah, deadbeat dad.
Which-
That was very disappointing to learn when
Yeah.
I first learned that. Yeah.
I guess you kind of could have guessed it.
Right.
Well, we never saw a single lick of his dad and never heard about him at any point. We don't know his dad's name even. So
Like Jotaro's dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We know his name.
Oh, yeah, we do know his name, but it's never mentioned. His name's Sadao Cujoh. We
Okay.
do not know Jolene's mom's name, and you will never know because we
Literally.
never
Man.
got a canon name.
Literally the
Ever.
laziest like like character addition. It's just like, who are we going to like make this the next main character's other parent? Blonde woman.
Blonde woman.
Blonde
Especially
woman
with, like,
number 2.
How much she means to Jolyne in these first couple
Yeah.
episodes. Like she's constantly talking about, like, I want to talk to my mom.
I know. I really wish that her mom's character was developed more. But
Yeah.
don't we all? That's a very
Yeah.
common opinion.
It's not necessarily pivotal to the story that we know her name, but like it'd be nice to have one.
well, not just her name, just like in general, like
know more
just
about
have
her.
her be
Yeah.
a character.
Mattered more from what I mean, it's just like, it's just like, oh, mom, and that's like the only thing about her is that she's mom.
Yeah.
We do know apparently the liking blondies really runs in the family.
Yeah,
It just keeps going.
apparently.
Just keeps freaking going.
Golly.
Oh, yeah. So the intro. How you feeling about
Oh
it?
yeah.
Up there with, I'll say this, there's like a little bit of uncertainty about exactly where it ranks. As far as the visuals go, hands down the best.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome visuals. Yeah.
The like absolute amazing. They showed me this like a week or 2 weeks ago when we recorded the last episode that came out, and I was like blown away as soon as the visuals started coming up.
3D is back, baby.
It's fucking awesome. The song is also really good, but like I can't even like really hear it in my head right now, so I'm gonna give it some more time before I throw any rankings on.
Yeah. I love that intro. That intro is also so special to me because I when I was first catching up, I just caught up by the time Stone Ocean came out, I think. So I was like peak JoJo obsession. And I started, that's when I started doing those little intro edits where I put different songs to intros. And I put, I think Dare by Gorillaz, and I started posting TikToks of them, and like so many of them went so insanely viral, and and one of them
it worked so well.
Yeah, like they were so fun to make. But and then I got copyrighted for so many of them. It sucks so bad. But that is like, it's such an awesome like the visuals go so well with like so many songs.
And
it's great.
That was the only intro we had for so long because this was the intro for the first batch, and there was a long wait for more episodes, but
Yeah.
more on that later. I love that intro so goddamn much.
It's
At
awesome.
some point, it makes me want to, like, against my better instincts, like, be like, okay, Clayton, look, and pause it every 3 seconds and show you every
I know
little
there's
Easter egg.
so much shit in it. Diavolo's in it, which is crazy.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what part are you talking about?
Yeah.
Because you kept saying that.
And Josh has assured me that this is not Diavolo. But there's a guy that looks so much like fucking Diva. He's got long pink hair.
Oh
He's got
my God,
a
I
little
just-
fishnet shirt.
I can't believe I didn't realize who you were talking about sooner. Yeah, okay, that's so funny.
I remember where I was when the trailer for this like part dropped. Like, it was such a special time. This was the first JoJo anime part I ever waited for.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was like I watched that trailer so many times, and then the opening dropped a few days before it dropped on Netflix, and I watched that 1 million times, and it was such a special. This part holds a really special place in my heart, just for that alone. On top of the fact that I love it, but yeah, there's a lot to cover though. There's a few other. I think there's 2 other stands we met. Goo Goo Dolls.
Goo Goo Dolls.
And of course the infamous Gwess.
Yes. Ew. The Goo Goo Dolls. I like the whole getting small thing. That's just the same as Littlefoot,
Yeah,
right?
it's just little feet.
There's
yeah.
a few differences.
Well, yeah, like the stand itself like attacks you if you're disobeying the rules, right? Like that's what kind of the implication is.
There's a few. I mean, okay, so one big difference is the stand avatars obviously have different attack potential. Like Little Feet. Okay, Little Feet's a much bigger guy. 2, Gwess cannot shrink herself. Formaggio could. 3, Formaggio could only shrink you gradually. She can shrink you immediately.
Okay.
So there's like pros and cons there.
But same deal.
Yeah,
But overall,
still shrinky.
pretty much same deal. That'll happen more as we get along in JoJo, where there's a lot of stands where it's like, that's a really similar ability, something we saw before, but with different rules.
Man in
different
the
pros and
mirror.
cons. Yeah,
Much.
exactly. And then also, I mean, if you think about it, like, Manhattan Transfer is just a worse Sex Pistols.
Basically.
Yeah. It just ricochets bullets. I really like it, though. Guilty pleasure? Guilty pleasure much? John Gallier's got a big ol' ass.
He got a
big old butt
massive.
cheeks.
He's got-
massive. Dump.
He had like, I mean,
Crazy.
he has like implant level ass.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
And then he put his pants on backwards, which I guess was. See, the thing about that is, did they do that because he's blind?
Yeah.
I think so.
That's funny because I feel like that would be so much less likely to happen
Yeah.
to a blind person because they are actually touching them and going based off of physical sense.
Yeah.
Yikes, Araki. Yikes.
But yeah, he got a juicy fucking ass. We see him showering.
It's so crazy.
Was there any moment where you were like, oh, damn, John Gallier is going to be like the main problem for a while?
Not really, because it seemed like they were like fully fighting him. And also, I would have lost it if it was another fucking. I was Dio's servant.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad they did not waste too much breath on that shit. He got
Yeah.
wasted.
So you don't want like the villain to be another Dio's servant.
I don't.
Yeah. That
That's
makes sense.
crazy.
That's crazy. So
What is this?
so
Oh, no.
The fake out little. Sorry,
Were we
you
about
have
to say,
something
Adriana?
specific.
what was
Yeah.
I gonna say?
I don't know.
No, I think we were talking about John Collier, and I was like, remember how Oda said that that Kuro was like the smartest man in the whole world, and he was just like, I don't know, I want to make a character that I can give this title or whatever, and I feel like that John Gallier was Iraqi doing that with this
biggest
has
ass.
the fattest ass in the whole world, in the whole JoJo universe. He needed someone to like hold that title, and that's why he made him like that.
Yeah.
I really am like racking my brain. And like, at least.
What?
Yeah.
The only other
In term-
person in competition with him is Seko, right?
Oh my god, yeah, probably.
Sekko's got a
Yeah.
Sekko's
You
dumpy.
could say
Who's Secco again?
Oasis.
the freak.
The freak.
Oh.
Chocolata's
the
freak.
sugar cube.
Secco's
guy.
got a dumper. What about remember Notorious B.I.G.?
Wait, what?
I'm trying to.
I don't think we saw his ass.
Yeah, no
You mean
ass
Well,
there.
Carne,
he's
the
huge.
guy?
Yeah, Carne.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like biggest ass, like he kind of had a tiny little waist.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he tapered down.
It was mostly his neck that was like he was built like a slim Jim.
Yeah,
That's true.
I think Polnareff was known for having a big ol' ass.
That's
yeah, but
true,
Polnareff's is just like nice.
We
and
gotta get them
shapely
draws
rather
off.
than like
Yeah.
like large. You know, I think he just had a nice ass.
I think not till we part 6. If you look in the manga specifically, part 6 is where Araki realized that like, oh, I can draw big asses.
Yes.
And you see it on a lot of characters.
Yes.
They tone it, unfortunately, they tone it down a bit, but you'll see moments where like a lot of the main characters
I
will.
know a certain part 7 character that still has a lot.
No. I'm saying the anime toned it down for part 6 a little bit.
Oh, like from the
But
manga.
going forward in the manga, it doesn't get toned down like that much.
Josh has analyzed this very.
I have.
He's gone centimeter by centimeter.
There's a character in like part 8 that like I see every time I close my eyes.
That's great for you.
Yeah, it's been years. But anyway, yeah. Don't shrug like that.
I don't know who you're talking about. I didn't get to that
Oh,
ass.
okay.
It didn't make an impact on
you
me.
You met this character, but you just don't remember.
I would remember that ass. I got a great mind for
But
asses.
yeah,
Yeah.
Araki's art style, man, it gets real good.
It's also indicative of how
Nice.
what?
It's a good big old $5 word.
Okay.
Indicative?
Indicative, I guess, is how you
No, keep going. Sorry.
Kill Josh. Kill
kill
Josh.
Josh.
Kill
I'm the
Josh.
villain.
Hey, dog,
Josh.
come and kill Josh.
What is it indicative of?
Of the subject matter of JoJo taking a more like mature tone.
Yeah.
Like it's more like, you know, mentioning Jolyne jacking off in her
Uh-huh.
cell and I don't know, just like
The
it's
structural
We're gonna have
violence.
butts?
we see a butt crack, like
I think we see the whole thing.
Structural violence of the American and prison complex.
wait, but you see the butt crack.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Am I wrong?
I guess
Did
you're not wrong.
what I say was inaccurate?
We see the cheeks too.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah. I guess
No
so.
hole yet. No hole yet.
Well, technically, if you think about it, you're always kind of seeing cheeks.
Well, I feel like if you could see the cheek without seeing the butt crack, but you can't really see the butt crack without seeing the cheeks.
No, it's doable.
I mean, like plumber's crack.
Yeah.
you just
anyway.
like if you just kind of like slit the pants right down the middle.
Yeah. Sure.
if you have like pants that
assless
are
chaps?
clear, like right along the ass, they're like like latex.
That's a JoJo character would wear that.
Yes.
100%.
They would buy that at JoJo Target
Yeah.
and be like, "Oh yeah."
JoJo's
His
not
reverse
good.
pants.
That
His
would-
reverse pants would show just crack.
I think okay, you don't know this character. I'm just gonna say that, but that would be something Honestly would wear.
Yes.
the
You'll
hell?
meet him very soon.
You
But
will. You will.
but yeah, so it's like it's less geared towards, you know, like kids like media, I
Yeah,
guess is what I'm
absolutely.
trying to say.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
This was released in Shonen Jump, but the subject matter is women in a women's prison, adult women dealing with structural violence in an American prison, and this was sold to Japanese like boy children.
Boy
Boy children.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the premise is not inherently, I guess, more mature. I just mean like, you know, the vibe of it, like the kind of stuff that he can,
Yeah.
that you know he's talking or that they're talking about and stuff.
I agree. I think they're like correlated.
Yeah.
I mean, but to kind of no one's surprise, that was why Stone Ocean did not sell as well when it was during its publication, and it
Makes
mainly
sense.
to do with the gender thing. But yeah,
What'd you think about? Because he just ran into my head and he won't leave. The little fucking guy with the crocodile.
Oh yeah.
Loco Barocco.
Yeah.
I hate
Hey,
his
do you like that?
face and body, but I like his crocodile.
Yeah.
This is
He just popped in my head, and it's kind of bad. I
Yeah.
don't like thinking about him.
I don't think you could even complain for a second because every single like side irrelevant villain in One Piece looks as fucked up, if not worse.
I
than that
noticed
guy.
that when he came on screen, I was so unfazed more than I'd ever been before. And it's because last time I watched this episode that he was in, I hadn't read One Piece.
I think there's like a difference where like Oda is like, I'm gonna make like a strange shape. I'm gonna make somebody who's like he like starts with a silhouette and is like, I'm gonna do this. Araki's like, I'm going to create a freak. I'm going to create a monster.
It's like he was playing Monster Factory, actually, because it looks like it started off with a humanoid figure.
Yeah.
And then he just like fucked with the
sliders?
the slider bar on everything.
Yeah. He goes into character creator, like pulls a guy's nose out, puts 2 dents in his head.
Inflates his eyes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I really like that. You'll notice throughout all the parts in JoJo, whenever the police or anyone involved in the law outside of the U.S. is depicted, they're very normal and human. But as soon as it takes place in the U.S., law enforcement looks like a bunch of fucking monsters.
Yeah.
And they're just generally depicted as very terrible.
Or just Floridians.
Floridian.
Yeah.
But think about it, like
Scary there.
in New York
In
1939, Joseph took down 2 of the ugliest fucking cops
Yeah.
I've ever seen
Yeah.
That's
depicted in media.
True.
You ever think about that?
Yeah. I like it. I want to see more cops get hurt, honestly, to
Yeah,
be
me
H.
too. That might happen.
good
That might
luck.
happen. How do you
Good
think?
luck.
What do you think about the overall premise? We're in a prison.
I'm excited for prison. I'm very curious how much of it is going to be about escape. Because right now, Jolyne could have escaped, but she has a goal in this prison. And so I've been wondering how much is going to be her like loose in the prison, or if we're going to be seeing most of this story as she is in like on a schedule in confinement and that kind of thing. I kind of hope it's the latter, because I think it would give Araki some restrictions that I think would be kind of fun to play with.
Yeah.
So you prefer she stays in the prison longer and doesn't just leave?
Or you mean like
Explores it.
stays a prisoner?
Yes,
Yeah.
like is held properly for
Yeah.
a little bit longer.
Yeah, for sure.
And I didn't surely won't be the case the whole time. But at least to get a chunk of the story where we're exploring how she's able to accomplish her goals while also having to deal with the fact that she is like strictly regimented and like doing all that. And at some point, surely we're gonna get a like prison break, like crazy plan. But also, if you've got stands, you don't super need too good of a plan. You
Yeah.
just be like, I ripped
Right.
the wall off.
Yeah.
And we leave.
What are you gonna
As
do?
anybody that gets in my way, I punch with my invisible ghost.
Right.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
this is not just any prison. This is a prison with stand users. It had already had stand users in it, and now it's got more because Jotaro sent Jolyne a piece of the arrow.
Yeah.
Well, the only stand users we know about so far
Are prisoners.
is someone who was in there like on purpose. So
Yeah.
we don't know if he could have broken out or not, John Gallier.
Yeah. Well, and this mysterious white
And
snake.
whoever this guy is, who knows who he belongs to.
Yeah.
We
And
know
then-
that
Wes got it from.
Oh yeah,
Hermes.
Gwes. Oh yeah, Gwes. Yeah, but that was recent though.
Yeah, that was.
So
Just saying, that's just another person who's
Yeah.
coming in contact with that.
Hermes. We got introduced to.
I enjoy Hermes.
Didn't see her for too long.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much of her, but she's very cool. I surely she has a stand of some kind, because we know that she had the locket before it made its way to Gwes. So I'm very curious.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It's one of my favorites.
and then there's somebody with short hair that is in the intro that's like like a trio with
Yeah.
Jolyne and Hermes.
Yeah.
And
We've
with
not seen it all yet.
With the hair that looks like that one picture of someone put the rind of a lime on their cat's head as a hat.
Yeah.
That's what
It
that's
always
what
makes
they
me
are
think
to
of
me.
it's Animal Crossing villager hair to
Yes,
me. Like
yeah.
that's cartoon.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
think-
a Lego piece.
Do you think Gwes is gonna be like a Joe Bro now?
Surely not a Joe Bro. I assume it'll be similar to the Lock guy,
Oh yeah.
and like
Ah,
where it's
Konami,
like
yeah.
or I mean,
Kobayashi.
I guess that's more indicative of just like indicative.
Whoa.
Of like
$10.
I think it'll be a lot more like part 4 characters in general, where it's like, well, they're around, so we're
Yeah.
gonna see them because
Yeah.
it's all in one place.
I will say,
Um,
exploring what a stand user prison looks like, to me, was a very exciting premise.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's almost
That's all I'll
like
say.
it's almost like that locket was like a virus that infected the because we don't know who like
Uh-huh.
these are new stand users. So like imagine just hey, let's throw the stand let's throw just like the ability to have a stand in to this pile of criminals and see what
Especially
happens.
in a place that already is like kind of like a strongest rules type thing. Like they've spent a lot of time establishing the way that the hierarchy of this prison works and how like they have to like you have to just be stronger than other people to survive, you know?
I just like seeing, aside from the stand stuff, I just like seeing Jolyne as a newcomer learn how to survive in a prison. That on its own is compelling, and it now parallels the story of her needing to become an independent woman, kind of out of nowhere, because she's kind of been thrust into this cruel world, and she just lost a parent. So yeah,
and Jotaro's last little thing he said to her was,
you have that
It was
Joestar
sad.
conviction. Now I know you'll survive. Were you at any point? Did you think, or were you thinking that Jotaro was kind of going to be like the old man Joseph of this part? Were you thinking he was going to have a similar role in like part 4?
Sorry, like to Joseph in part 4,
or Joseph in part 4, or himself in part. Joseph in part 3, or Jotaro in part 4. Do you think he was going to be like? Do you think he's going to be like super involved?
kinda. Yeah, I honestly I do. He got his stand stolen, and so already it seems like at least like the first big arc is like get Jotaro back. Who knows? Maybe that will be like the main arc is stop Jotaro from dying. But also his body is decomposing right now. So
we learned that from
we're
that
on a
kid.
tight timetable.
Yeah. Luckily,
That kid.
Who?
That kid.
I don't remember.
Emporio.
Is there a kid?
This little
Who
kid
is
with
that?
baseball kid. He threw baseball.
He wears the baseball hat.
He threw the little
plays the
baseball.
baseball,
And he runs
lives in the
around and he lives in the
It's not
trash
ringing any
cans.
bells.
He
Trash
lives in the
cans.
walls.
silence.
Emporio's interesting.
Yeah. Grew up in a
he's-
fucking prison. He grew up in the walls of a prison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as y'all pointed out, the second Emporio that we've met on this podcast
Yeah.
who is living secretly in a secret passage in a prison.
Yeah.
You don't even know the half of it.
You don't even know that he does.
Girl.
He has hormone powers?
Yeah.
He
I
trans as
like
everyone's
his
gender.
whole situation. I'll just say
Yeah.
that. I like his
Yeah.
whole situation a lot. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was also, I should say, the first publication-wise, the first Emporio to live in a prison.
Whoa.
I do wonder, like, because obviously two very different characters, but that premise alone, I do wonder if he.
If you
I
say
do
what
wonder. I
think
do
you're
wonder
about
if
to
he
say,
if he
I
named Iva
cannot
Emporio as a little reference.
believe.
There's just too many coincidences at this point. Like, he's heard of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He's a mangaka. Oda, I fucking see you. I see you for what you fucking are.
We should have a segment that's called Josh's Delusions.
Are these delusion? Are they on
The
delusion
way that
level?
I'm looking around, the way that we're all looking at you right now.
Every time I do start talking about this kind of stuff, I have to like not make eye contact with any of you because it's like it hurts.
I love it. It's great.
Yeah, Clayton tunes out. You know.
No, I was just I was trying to find out to see if there's any like
Thing that both of
definitive
them could have based
evidence.
it on.
I was
Yeah.
more looking for anything of Oda being like, I'm a big fan of JoJo.
Oh.
or
No,
anything
I
like
looked
that.
into it. I couldn't find anything definitive other than the fact that he did draw like a special little commemoration to JoJo when a lot of other mangakas did, where he drew Jotaro in his art style.
Yeah, that's been for our text thread that we plan this podcast on.
Yeah, it's
That's
also
been our thing.
Oh, is
That's
that
what
what
it
that
is.
emblem
Yeah.
is?
it's also our Twitter header. Yeah.
Cute.
Oh, now you see who runs the podcast and who just kind of guest stars on it.
We're the life of the party.
We're
Okay?
the silly guy.
Yeah, but sorry, go ahead.
Good.
You better.
My bad. Yeah, so yeah, White Snake's pretty crazy. It can turn into goo that causes you to have nightmares.
Uh-huh.
I can do that.
Yeah, and it can also steal your soul from your freaking body.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's interesting that it can make you a DVD and I keep saying DVD instead of CD.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know.
I guess I'm just a cinephile. But it's interesting that it can do that and give you dream slime.
Yeah.
Right.
So what the hell?
It can affect
the
what's
hell?
going on in your little
I
brain.
guess.
Yeah.
And it can take shit out of it. I think that's just the whole thing behind it. But yeah, the dream sequence. A lot of crazy shit happens in that dream sequence. And then it all turns out to be a dream sequence.
Yeah. And part of me was like, because I didn't think Jotaro was going to die, at least like that.
Uh-huh.
I could have seen a world where he died early in part 6, but I don't think they gave him, because it's fucking Jotaro we're talking about.
Yeah.
I think they would have been.
Did they give
Right.
him the
No.
did they give him the send off?
No. They
And
did
also,
not.
Yeah, it wasn't even the gun. Like those wounds literally were just ricochets from Stone Free's fists. They weren't that deep.
Uh-huh.
It's the fact that his soul was sucked out of his fucking body.
Yeah.
That shot, by the way, of Jotaro standing there with his disc slid out, is one of the most iconic
yeah.
manga panels in the
People
whole
make
series.
pancake art with that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And
I think I've seen it.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if it ever like fully registered in my head, but it looked familiar.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm just a big fan of everything that happens. A lot of the stands you're gonna meet in this are some of my favorites in the whole series. I'll just say that much for $5. I'll say that much.
Give
But yeah.
me $5.
Yeah, Jolyne's theme, Jolyne's beatdown, everything. I just want to talk about everything. I don't know if we have the time.
Jolene's theme is awesome.
Isn't it?
And it's so fun getting Aura again.
She got
Yes.
She gets the auras, man. She gets
Yeah.
them.
And the yada yadas.
There were
They
so
are,
many moments that they just made her look so freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the sound effect and the cinematography, everything is so good.
She's
Yeah.
sick.
Yes.
She's
Amazing.
ill.
Well, Jolyne is awesome. Now that we've established that, are we ready to move on to
Yes.
our second story time?
Let me
Oh,
check
yeah.
my notes to make
One
sure there's
Piece.
nothing that we
One piece.
It's
missed.
the name of the treasure on the
Grand
Grand Line.
Yeah,
Here we
I
go.
think-
Give me
These
a-
cookies,
give me a-
these cookies,
one
these
beat.
cookies, these cookies.
Yay.
Yeah, I think it's time.
Holy shit.
Guys, did I tell you or did I tell you we were coming up on a time skip?
A time skip?
I was not like I saw it coming and I was like, oh my god, now
Uh-huh,
like
uh-huh.
it
When
was
did you
like-
start seeing it coming?
Oh, like when let me think. I definitely had it in my head by the time everyone was like staying in their places and
Uh-huh.
everything. But I think maybe when Luffy was talking to Rayleigh, I was like, oh, is this going to be, or maybe it was something someone else said on like one of their islands that gave me the idea. Oh, maybe it was
The 3D 2Y? Is it not that?
no. Well, that was I was sure. Yeah, that's when it was revealed.
Uh-huh. For me, it was when Chopper came back to his island. When he returned to the island, I was like, okay, I know what's gonna happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was around the time we were seeing everyone else on their own islands.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And it was super cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you guys.
So much happened.
Oh my God.
So much happened.
This was one of my favorite homeworks we
It
had.
might be my favorite.
Yeah.
Wow.
It might. I mean, I don't know about favorite arc. It wasn't like a start to finish arc or whatever. I mean, like
It is considered a start to finish
Is
arc.
it?
The post-war arc.
Post-war.
I really liked it. And just literally the cry count on this, I think, broke a record. Because, yeah.
Whoa.
Yes, because the flashback with Ace. I think Luffy reacting to Ace when he like got on. When he was like crying about it after he left
the forest,
the submarine, in the
Yeah,
forest.
when he was just like breaking shit.
Yes, absolutely, that was heart wrenching. And then when he was talking about their backstory, and he was following Ace, and he had a flash. He was like, I spit on you. Why are you following me? And then it had a flashback to Shanks and like saying, "Oh, he just got a little, crud on me, whatever." That made me cry for some reason.
Yeah.
That whole like just so many like parts. I can't even like list them all, but so many parts of that whole backstory.
I've got nobody else, he says to Ace.
Yeah.
I've got nobody else.
That was good. Like full, not only tearing up, like tears from both eyes falling down my face.
Tears from all holes of my body.
Yes. Yeah. That's.
I got a cry count.
Which one?
I think you already know, Clayton. It was when he was like crying to Jinbei. He's like, "I've lost everything," and Jinbei's like, "Don't think about what you lost. Think about what you have." And he starts going on his fingers.
Yes,
and
that moment.
I'm tearing up right now.
Yeah.
And and you see a panel of him remembering his crewmates.
Yeah.
I started tearing up, and I was like, "Well, that's nice." And then I started scrolling past, and then I went back, and I looked at him, and I went, "Yeah, that's really nice." And then I went back, and then I started like sobbing, crying.
Yeah.
At that. Oda is really amping up for quite the reunion. Yeah. It better be good. It better be a hell of a reunion. I'm already prepared for the fact that they're not all going to look the same. Some maybe for the better, some for the worse.
Yeah.
But this better be a hell of a fucking reunification.
Is it common for people to prefer the pre-time skip character designs?
Somewhat common, yeah. There's I would say a lot of people do prefer the pre-time skip designs. However, the draw of the post-time skip designs is not going to be what you're seeing on that cover. The thing that makes me go, fuck yeah, about the post-time skip designs is that the variety in outfits is going to ramp up by a lot.
That is what I'm excited for.
Um,
I've seen some of them in some samurai fits, and I'm like, holy fuck, I can't wait for that shit.
They get some really good ones.
Cool.
There are a couple in specific. Sanji, I just always love Sanji's fits, and he gets some that I fucking love. There's a Zoro one I'm thinking of that is fucking awesome. Luffy in one of these arcs has an outfit that makes me like giddy, that makes me like jump up and down.
That's awesome.
But that being said, I still like their post-time skip designs enough, but I think I also prefer the pre-time skip general designs.
Like
That's how
just
a
their
lot of them-
generic
That's
ones.
like how I feel. Sorry, to tie it back to JoJo. This is a JoJo and One Piece podcast.
What?
Yeah.
But that's kind of how I feel about JoJo, like the first half of JoJo versus because like I love Jotaro's classic design, but as you saw, he has a new fit in part 6 that to me is the quintessential Jotaro fit. By the way, also for those who don't know, we are officially halfway through JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Whoa.
From where it's at now, and we will only get further into it. So
That's awesome.
So now we are past halfway for for both series.
Wow.
Hell yes.
This is a crazy.
Yeah. I can't believe
episode.
we're at the time skip.
Yeah,
I cannot believe it.
I think in terms of like post time skip design, because all we saw was our one volume cover of volume 61, and I like a lot of it. I have no really strong opinions except for Frankie. It's
tragic
gonna
what they did to that
it is
boy.
going to take me a second to get used to new Frankie.
Yeah.
Because I think Frankie's pre-time skip design so far has been like just really iconic to me and so silly and so fun, and like making him not like full a giant machine I thought was like a really nice choice. Like still being like, oh, he's human, but there's something wrong with him.
But
It's gonna grow on me because I love Frankie so much.
I just don't like the buzz cut.
Yeah,
Well, I like his hair.
I will say Frankie's a cyborg,
Yeah.
which means a lot of parts of him are
Change.
interchangeable.
Change.
yeah.
And I will say this as well. I'm just going to say this because I want y'all to know it. New Frankie hair every arc.
Fuck
I
yeah.
was literally just gonna
Fuck
ask,
yeah,
like,
That
is
does he
what
have,
I'm talking
does he have
about.
different Lego pieces for his hair?
Yeah, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
Okay,
so
see,
funny.
if he's getting new arms and different shit, I'll come around.
Here's my thing.
Uh-huh.
I was not super attached to the old Frankie design. I liked it a lot. I liked his like face, especially when he has the glasses on and like he's smiling when the world explodes.
I think
That
I
kills
think
me.
that was my that was my
so
favorite
fucking
moment.
Was
funny.
so
when he
funny.
goes, "Oh, this has the pirate symbol on it." And then
Sometimes I
it
forget.
explodes.
And it's his face like
And he's like, yeah.
superimposed like an 80s photo shoot. Like,
I just love it when
doing a
he's
thumbs
like,
up.
just to ask, if I did press the button, would that be my fault? After they were like yelling
I
at him.
sometimes forget Frankie's also a dumbass.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
But I was gonna say, I like his design. I think this new design will grow on me once I see its functionality. Because I imagine he's got a lot of gizmos cooking in that.
Oh, yeah.
In that fucking hunk of a bod.
I don't know if I'll ever get used to Robin.
Me neither.
It doesn't look like her. It does not look like
It's
her.
the bangs.
It's not.
It's.
Who is that? You know.
Yeah.
I think for a long time I had seen that Robin. I'd seen post time skip Robin, and always thought it was Boa Hancock.
Yeah, I think I also made that. Like I remember seeing long black haired woman
Also, I
One
think-
Piece,
yeah.
and
I
then
think her
yeah,
face also looks different.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't like
Her
that.
nose is different. Like they didn't draw her nose unique anymore, right?
What the
And-
fuck?
Yeah,
That's the one. That's the one of the 9 redesigns that I am upset about.
I'll never defend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nami's. It's like, it's of course upsetting to see her like go through the freaking, bimbofication or whatever that Oda keeps fucking employing for no goddamn reason. But like, it's still recognizably her.
Yeah, and
Orange-haired girl with the tattoo on her shoulder,
like
right?
Nami growing out her hair seems like I think
That's
that would be-
nice.
yeah,
That's nice. Luffy and Sanji and Zoro just look better. I'll fucking say
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm gonna say this on the record. Luffy's little red vest and his just lack of definition was really annoying me. It just was.
Whoa.
He just was
Wow.
this little twig, and I'm like, okay, I get it. You're
But
boring.
so let me tell you something about his new outfit. Is it not also a red vest?
He has like, I think he has. It's like long
has
sleeve
sleeves.
now.
He has sleeves now.
He has sleeves
He
with
does?
Little frills
Yeah.
at the
He's
end.
more like
Not frills, but like it's like
Oh, yeah.
like puffy sleeves.
Do I
He has more
notice anything?
No, I feel that so every time y'all talk about like certain things, I'm like, did I look at this? Did I read the same
Yeah.
thing?
I
Am I
was just looking at the
dumb?
pictures.
it was
I wasn't
just
looking at anything.
the red vest, and like, I don't care if you're a skinny character, but like, it does when you're just a pair of sticks, it's a little like whatever to look at in a manga panel, like as a character, specifically with Luffy.
Like instead of what?
Like instead of like, I don't know,
How should he be?
being, I don't say this. I just say this looks better. That's what I'm saying.
Better
He's a
what
little
looks
more
better?
filled out. He's a little more ripped.
Oh, the post time skip.
Yes,
looks
and he's
better.
got that epic. What really seals the deal is that epic fucking chest scar.
Yep.
Looks
Yeah.
so badass.
Yeah.
It really adds. It really complements. I also have never been a fan of the jorts.
Does he not have jorts anymore?
I don't know. I
think he does.
I think he
still
does.
Well, that sucks.
But he won't always.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
But sometimes he will.
Sanji better stay skinny. He better.
talking
Wow, this
about?
sounds worse.
Yeah,
Whoa.
like that's what
Whoa!
Sanji
Oh
needs
my
to watch what he's
God.
eating,
Nah.
or else he won't be pretty to me anymore.
He doesn't seem like a guy who'd be ripped. Like he needs to be ripped.
He's not going to get ripped. He has, again, because this is like, they were all at, I think, ages where it makes a lot of sense that 2 years later their bodies look very different.
Yeah.
And so I think Sanji does look more like adult, and you can see that in his physique.
Yeah.
But he's not like jacked at all.
Yeah.
But okay, loved everyone like, you know, establishing how like, oh, their whole deal is like they're gonna get stronger in 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And different ways that they'll do that. And Sanji's was not like I'm gonna train to fight better. It was like I'm going to get better at cooking, like
Yeah.
you know, that
Yep.
skill.
Well, he's gonna have to fight 99 masters to do that, but
Yeah. Well, 99 were they masters?
yeah.
Yeah.
Masters
Karate.
of
Of combat?
karate.
Yeah,
Or-
Kama Kempo.
Oh yeah.
Gay karate.
Gay
that Von Clay
karate.
did.
Amazing.
Yeah, which I really gotta say, Oda is kind of goated for how well he set up all these little missions, all these little time skip
Yeah.
missions for each
Yeah.
of them before they could come back together.
The more we like see of it, the more like I feel like the more we got into this, the more like Kuma's like plan is like coming together a little bit more, because also in this chunk we got him in the background of like a flashback to Dragon's ship.
Rayleigh's flashback.
Yeah.
Right?
We also
Yeah.
get confirmation that he was
He
helping
was
them.
100%
Right.
on, and it seems like he was my interpretation of that is that he was a double agent. Like he was never a warlord or anything. He was always on their side. And
Top
so
10
it
character
seems
for
like
me right
Kuma specifically sent the Straw Hats to places that he knew
Yeah,
would challenge
like,
them to grow.
Nami
and it's
went
like
to Weather Island. Like, come on.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Can we
And it's
talk
also
about-
like he knew that. Like he had done research. You know, this wasn't
Yeah.
like
He went on his little Kuma computer and he looked up the One Piece wiki, which place I've never been to, just for the record.
No, you just go to Google straight up. You just straight up Google characters.
Not anymore. Can we talk about each of their missions in
Yes,
in
let's
order
go
of
through
least hype
them.
to most hype?
So, Chopper.
Chopper. I did
Well,
like. I
you know.
did really like his little.
Yeah.
I loved
Yeah.
it. First of all, the fact that he fostered peace on that island.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
so
So
awesome.
it's awesome.
And,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go.
No, you had
I have
something
nothing.
to
I have nothing.
say. You have nothing.
I have nothing about this.
Out with it.
I was gonna say I don't think Chopper was my least hype mission.
What was your least hype mission?
Brooke, I just didn't like.
Oh, yeah. That's
Oh
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
He just kind of was just like, I'm gonna sit in this. I'm gonna.
They
sit
turned him
here.
into a music box.
But then he's like, I'm gonna become the biggest rock star ever.
Yeah.
So that Luffy
He
never
did-
gets bored when
He
we
did try to do the what was it, the 40-degree angle.
the
45
45-degree
degree
angle.
Well, he
Yeah.
did 40. He would do a steeper angle,
Yeah.
and that's his whole quest is to get
Right.
his angle steeper, which was silly and fun. But
Amazing.
Yeah, that was cool. Also, it was really funny how like the long-armed guys duped them to being like, "Oh, we're so scared of the demon,"
Yeah.
and we they kidnapped the demon and make him
Uh-huh.
a show pony.
and then all of the people go, well, we know how to summon a demon. Let's just do it again.
Underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we know we need underwear. They're in for a nasty surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chopper.
So then I guess Chopper would be.
Yeah.
I like Chopper's
I-
mission.
we don't have to
he
rank
got
them.
He got the. Wait, let's just talk about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he got the big library, which was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna learn all about all these diseases.
Oh yeah, and the Chopper was like, "Oh, I never assumed they'd have all this knowledge. Am I racist?"
Yeah, you did say that. And then
And the guy was
Actually, think about it. They had really cool technology. Why did I think that?
like, "Yeah,
and then the guy was like, that's kind of fucked up that you
Yeah.
said
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
hey, you're saying that out loud. You're not thinking it.
Yeah.
Actually.
So Nami's
on
on
Weather Island.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is cool. I'm
Which
really
was-
excited to know what she's gonna learn.
Well,
And
there we
she keeps like fooling the Shadow Wizard Money Gang citizens of that
Shadow
island.
Wizard Money Gang.
like it was so that's really cool.
Uh-huh.
There's weather balls,
weather
which I guess are going to become
balls.
really important. later.
go. There's art that I love. That it's from a cover story, not a cover story. So I'm just gonna say it, but it's art of all the old men on Weather Island getting dressed for Nami coming to visit, and they're all putting on these like fancy like peepaw suits,
That's
and
awesome.
it's really
That's
cute. I love it.
fantastic.
That's so great.
I'll be honest. She got the best deal, I think.
Yeah, like give me a house, call me Miss Nami, and
Uh-huh.
and teach me everything. You know.
She
like,
goes. She got to the most beautiful locale.
I don't know, because are you fucking kidding me? Zoro is being trained by Mihawk. Like,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
god.
Well,
He
wait,
scored.
can we say that? Can we say
the-
that? Can
he's-
we put a pin in that?
I
Can we
don't
put a
know.
pin in
I
it?
can't. He scored the apprenticeship of all apprenticeships. It's
Yeah.
insane. Okay,
Yeah, it
that's
was
all.
awesome.
We
When
can talk
I
about it later.
found out that was Mihawk's house.
That is
Yeah.
You should, Clayton. You should have been there when I found that shit.
so.
I was like, no fucking
Yeah.
way of
Uh-huh.
all places. And like, what a little. By the way, I didn't know that I technically got that spoiled. I still didn't see it coming, but I saw fan art of Mihawk, Perona, and Zoro like hanging out.
That is
in like
my-
a mansion or something.
I was gonna bring that up. That's my favorite genre
Yeah.
of fan art is Mihawk as the annoyed stepfather to these two goth
Yeah.
kids.
and they're
being
on.
troublemakers and assholes.
They are on a really cool island,
Yeah.
Gloomy Island or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, like first off,
that
this
moment too where Zoro is just like he comes to Mihawk and Mihawk's like, I'm not gonna fucking train you. You
Yeah.
couldn't even beat all those guys. He's like, no, I did.
He's like,
beat
I
them.
did.
I did
He's
that.
like,
I killed
I got 'em.
everyone.
Mihawk chuckled. Can we just say that? Mihawk fucking
Yeah, you can say
laughed.
that.
Yeah.
Who saw that coming? Not me.
Hasn't he chuckled before?
I don't think so.
Mihawk's
Silly guy.
He's not like super stone faced serious. It's just you better be damn funny if you want to make it.
Yeah. No, that was
I'll tell you
so
that
cool.
much.
He's gonna be one hell of a fucking swordsman. Also, it just seems like Mihawk really kind of wants to get chummy with Zoro. Like
Yes.
he's
Yeah.
definitely like he definitely sees the potential and the whole time was just trying to help him. He was like he even gave him his boat to go out to sea and find Luffy. He just couldn't make it to shore because of all the monkeys. And by the time he did beat them all, he realized, it's not time to reconvene.
Uh-huh.
That is so awesome. I hope to learn so much more about that.
Yeah,
I guess that's how he's gonna lose his eye or whatever the fuck.
maybe.
Nami or not? Robin is going to see Luffy's dad.
That was the
right?
one I was most.
Oh.
That's
That
the one
was
I'm most
fucking
hyped for.
Awesome.
Oh.
Yeah.
She gets like maybe the most important one, which
Yeah.
is like she's like, what will
Dude.
I find out about myself now that I'm meeting Luffy? What will I find along in my journey as I meet or as I get to know Dragon? What does he have in store for me? Like,
It was the line I really liked was like, what will I learn seeing the world through Dragon's eyes? Or
Yes.
something. It's something like that, or Luffy's dad's eye. Whatever. It was a cool.
Yeah.
It was just really epic, and I liked how she was like, I still don't trust you guys. I'm not gonna like go in below deck yet or
Yeah.
whatever. And that's just gonna be such a cool thing. It was because I was wondering what Robin would do, but I feel like she's like what role, because she's just a strong fighter too,
Yeah.
but she's also very smart.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's
I feel like
a diplomat, like she's like the political, you know what I mean? Like she's the political pick.
I also feel like
Yeah.
Dragon has to have, like, being the revolutionary and being the person fighting against the world government. That's also an opportunity for Robin to probably get a lot more historical context as
Yeah.
to why there is a revolution and what specifically. Like, she's gonna, I think,
She's the
learn
strategist.
a lot
Yes.
about like who's important and what needs to get done to
Yeah.
actually fix the problems of this world.
what is the significance of the bridge? It's kind of
The
Oh.
bridge.
it was ordered hundreds of years ago to be built by the nobles, and then the revolutionaries are like waving off. They're like, it's nothing important. It's frivolous or whatever.
And where are they?
Huh?
Like, where is that island?
The bridge.
Where is that? Where?
It's in the East Blue, the big bridge. It's just connecting islands. It's not.
Maybe it's.
I don't remember that too terribly much.
Maybe it's a freeway to go over the red line.
I just think it's cool. I just think it's kind of crazy that like you can the further along you go on it, you find ruins from the time when that part of the bridge was being built.
Uh-huh.
It's such a cool concept. It's crazy that was like not its own arc. Like that feels like the kind of place that could have been the seat of its own arc. I really think that Sanji, it was really funny when he was like, he could not identify himself with Duvall's face. And that's why,
Oh my god.
that's why
He was
Iva
like,
could not
no.
like believe that
No.
he was like allied with Luffy.
Yeah, Sanji's identity issues are a real
They're
menace.
really, they're really
Like,
peeking through.
Yeah, he refuses to be a maiden. But
He's like, I'm a big, strong man.
yes, literally, I took a picture of a panel, and it's where he's screaming, "I'm a manly man who loves the ladies, so stay away from me." And everyone in the crowd is just giving him a thumbs down.
Yeah.
It's just the best.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like no booing, just
Uh-huh,
thumbs down. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other? And
then
then
Usopp's on.
Usopp.
Fat Usopp,
Fat
gotta go fit mode.
Uh-huh.
I
That
also love he was running straight into monsters to try to get out because he knew how much Luffy needed him.
Yes.
And that's Usopp who's
Yeah.
doing that
Usopp
shit.
Yeah.
has come so far to believe in himself and his importance to Luffy and others.
Yeah.
And also, that island, as soon as I realized it was a big old carnivorous plant, shot up on the list, I gotta say. Fucking so cool.
Do you have a list
pretty
of
cool.
islands?
No, but there's Lightning Rain Island. That looks fucking awesome. A lot
Yeah,
of the New World
yeah.
islands looked epic.
Oh, the fucking island that kid was on.
Yeah,
Oh
with all the
my
the
god,
rhombuses and shit.
that was awesome.
Wait, which one?
There
It's
was
been
a-
like 2 weeks since I.
There was a beast lurking behind him. I wonder if that'll come up or if that was just a little Easter
Yeah.
egg. It was lurking very ominously.
I'll reread it.
Yeah, we saw kid say stuff. I forget what he said.
Yeah.
Oh, he was like, "Oh man, that Luffy guy, he's something else.
Oh,
He is
we're
a
gonna have to-
fucking trouble.
We're gonna
Yeah,
have to
we're gonna have to
teach
teach him a lesson.
We're gonna have to teach that guy to die or something
Yeah,
like that."
Frick Law saved him. We don't know why.
And then said deuces. He left.
Yeah.
Yes.
Law was just like, "I'm
He-
sitting this one out."
Yeah, he came out like I took a picture of his first appearance in this batch because he just like exits the submarine like with a little blood on him. And it was just like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But also apparently everyone misread the line where Iva says, "By the way, who are you, Straw Hat Boy's friend?" And we all thought it said Straw Hat's boyfriend.
I for one read it correctly the first
Yeah,
time.
of
but
course
I thought that
you
was
Of course
did.
funny.
you
Of course
did.
you
Yeah.
did.
Of all of us here, yeah, you're the one that would
Uh-huh.
read it right. 'Cause,
Right.
You
yeah.
would have read
Yeah.
that if it said
Yes.
Straw Hat's boyfriend.
Right
Oh, I'm the
after
villain
that-
again?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm the villain again?
No.
I also like a couple chapters after that read Gray Terminal as Gay Terminal.
Okay, you are alone in
yeah.
that one.
No, I figured it was just a split second.
You're kind of just seeing what you want to see.
yeah.
Is kind of what
Gay Terminal.
I'm getting at here.
What did we think of the
dude.
flashback? Speaking of Great Terminal.
Yeah.
Sabo.
Fucking Sabo.
I-
We're just gonna keep learning about brothers, dude.
Yeah.
Can I
Hey,
say
he's not dead. There is no way that kid died.
Right, because you didn't see
Yeah,
him
'cause
die.
you didn't see his body.
And
All he
no
did
one
was-
in One Piece died.
Yeah, I was gonna say all he did was got his ship exploded while he was in the middle of the ocean. Like
We saw
that's nothing.
Yeah.
a little image of Luffy and Ace and Sabo grown up on a cover.
Yeah.
Sabo looked awesome.
Yeah.
But I wonder, is there any point in time where that was possible, that the grown-ups them grown up could have ever met up? Or if, because
No,
in my
I mean,
head
'cause
I'm like, no,
he
that's
was-
not possible.
He was
but-
dead to Luffy. Like he's been dead to Luffy since he was 9 or little baby boy.
Right. I guess there's no confirmation
Well-
that he thinks that Sabo could be alive.
But who knows? Who fucking knows? Like
Oh,
what?
wait, no, he-
Because Luffy doesn't. Luffy
true.
doesn't tell the audience things.
Uh-huh.
Because we just found out that he knew that Ace was
Gold
Gold
Roger's
Roger's
son.
son.
Yeah.
And like he knew all this stuff and blah 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 blah.
But also, like if
who
Sabo
knows?
was still on the table, like I feel like Ace and Luffy, like Ace
Yeah.
would have brought it up.
Yeah.
You know.
or yeah.
I like that we got to know. I pretty much got everything I needed. Everything I needed to know about Luffy, I feel like I got
Oh my
in
god.
this arc.
Yeah.
Literally,
Figured out where it came
his.
from.
I just can't believe how great his reaction was to Ace. Like just how
Yeah.
satisfying it was. Also, how they kept making fun of Luffy for crying, Sabo and Ace, and they called him a crybaby a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And he never grew out of that. And how Shanks was like, "You can cry, just get through it. Like it's okay to cry." I just like that.
Yeah,
That's all.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, it really got me when we see Ace cry after Sabo's, because he's like, "Luffy, don't cry," and he goes and reads Sabo's letter, and he's crying. By the way, speaking of Sabo's letter, Sabo signs that letter, Sabo, and then
Sorry.
what?
No, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. But like Ace's tattoo.
Uh-huh.
Is that what you were gonna say?
He signs it with an S
Yeah.
that is crossed out
I did
with
not.
an X through it.
I did not even remember that, but I was like, what could he possibly be about to say? Did he sign it with sorry.
Uh-huh.
I am getting ahead of myself.
So he signs it with
Yeah.
an S that is on Ace's arm, basically.
Yeah.
And I'll say pretty much nobody would disagree that the S is a reference to Sabo.
Yeah.
And so then, if you look at what it now spells, and this is a very popular fan thing that I personally believe, an Ace, S, X with an X through it, Sabo, that's how he signed it, and also he's unfortunately passed away. C, Crybaby, which is little Luffy, and then E for Edward Newgate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
And that's
is
not confirmed,
awesome.
but it's widely believed.
I don't think it's confirmed.
He would fucking not put it. I guess that makes sense because he'd want to spell his name.
well, he didn't want to spell
I
it
love the-
Axp.
I like
Instead
the
of-
idea. I like the idea that he just fucked his name up because he's an idiot. But
That's what it always looks like.
Yeah.
Unless you're thinking of that.
and the way that Luffy kind of pays homage to that with his tattoo,
With his 3
Yeah.
and 2 eye, yeah.
But I wanted to say, you were the moment where that was a really significant moment earlier. Sorry, that reminded me of the moment where they're all like, saying what they want to, their big dream. What was it? Sabo has his dream, and then Ace yells his dream. What were they again?
I mean, they want to be pirates.
No, but they had a specific one. They had a specific one.
Didn't
Yeah, so-
Sabo want to navigate specifically?
Yes.
Yes, Sabo wanted to go travel to all the different islands and chart them, right?
Uh-huh.
Is that am I right? Hold on, I wrote it down. I'm getting to a point here. Okay, I gotta blah 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 blah.
Go for it. Go ahead.
Yep. Go for it.
Right now.
Do it. Go.
Whoa, Vamp.
Sure thing. Go for it.
Yeah. Frankie's was my favorite of the missions.
It was fun.
He has a fun mission.
He's just learning Vegapunk
living,
stuff.
Yeah, and he put his face is all fucked up, and he set
Yeah.
himself on fire with a tiger rug on him.
Yeah.
What did y'all think of Dadan?
Yeah.
I was like surprised about. I wasn't imagining that character when I imagined Dadan because not nurturing. But I guess it makes sense. But there really was not a single nurturing figure in Luffy's life.
It makes
Other
sense
than
how easy it is for us to
Tamiko?
love people like
Yeah.
that.
Tamako?
Shanks was when he was around. He was pretty
Yep.
nice. And
Yeah, but even then, Dadan was still like always like took care. Like
oh,
eventually,
I don't
was
mean
like,
in a bad way. I
Yeah.
just not Dadan's what she provided, but just her demeanor
Yes,
was not.
100%.
Yeah.
They had that moment. I want to talk about it because the confrontation when Garp came back
Yeah.
in the present, and you've got Dadan coming up to Garp and being like, "Hey, fuck you! You could have stopped this." And Tomiko defends Garp a little bit, and I was like, "Can't you see that Garp is like the one suffering the most here?" And fuck you.
She's like,
Garp.
actually, Luffy.
No Luffy
Dadan's like, no,
Yeah.
Luffy suffering the most.
Uh-huh.
And Garp resigns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And
Sengoku.
Yeah.
Sengoku steps down.
Goku resigns? Who's going to be
Yeah.
the new fleet
and
admiral?
He wants Aokiji.
Aokiji. Fleet Admiral
super
Aokiji.
cool.
Akiji just I mean, I guess he's already he's already an admiral, for him to be fleet admiral just seems like something he wouldn't want to do at all.
Oh, fucking Kobe has hockey now.
Yeah.
And then
Gets talked about.
fucking other guy, Helmeppo, is like, God damn it, you're surpassing me.
Uh-huh.
What I was going to say earlier, so Sabo says his dream, just chart navigation. I didn't write down whatever Ace said if he even stated his big dream, but obviously he wants to have his own crew, and he wants to be like,
He wants to be free. They want to be free.
he wants to be free, but
basically, is
also
what-
then Luffy goes, I guess my dream is, and it skips over.
Yep.
I don't think he said I want to be the Pirate King. I don't think he said I want to be king of the pirates.
I think I agree.
I think he said something more
it's
along
gonna
the
flash
lines.
back to something devastatingly emotional.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
at
think
the
it is.
perfect moment.
Yeah.
Because also I think it has something to do with freedom, because he said the Pirate King is the freest man in the world.
Yeah.
So I think it's
Luffy has always said that he wants to be he is gonna be the Pirate King, but he's never said my dream is to be the Pirate
That's
King.
fucking true. And
Interesting.
everything we got from his backstory really sealed the deal in me fully being convinced of all of his actions, of every single decision he's made
Except
along
for
the course.
fighting Zoro on
Except for
Whiskey Peak.
Except for that. Aside from one little flare-up, Oda has clearly had in mind what Luffy's ultimate goal or motive was, and it's clearly to have it has something to do with wanting a family and wanting to be free of oppression, because this motherfucker grew up next to Ba Sing Se.
Yeah.
The Goa Kingdom was an interesting
Yeah,
setting.
Yeah.
and with Trash Alley or whatever it was.
My God,
Trash
The
Village.
Great Terminal?
Genocide
They
that
used the word
happened.
Holocaust
Yes, they
in it.
did.
They sure fucking did. I'll tell you that much.
And Dragon was there. Talked to Sabo.
Dragon seemed to be inspired a little bit by Sabo's like rebellious spirit. And wow, Oda really did not hold back on how he portrayed aristocrats.
Yeah.
He's like, well, they should have just been born more rich.
Yeah.
Why didn't they think of that? Oh, father, you're right.
For a second, I thought we got a little bit of like unintentional, like really big like comeuppance. The celestial dragon that sunk Sabo's ship had like a vaguely similar body shape to the one that Luffy punched. And for a second,
Yeah.
I was like, Luffy accidentally punched the guy that killed his best friend. That's
Right.
awesome.
It wasn't
But
the
was
same
not.
one.
No.
Most celestial dragons that's what they look like.
Yeah. I
Looks
kind
like
of
a
figured that
bucket
out.
of
for sure.
shit.
Little loaves with legs.
It was nice to see more Windmill Village, one of my
Yeah.
favorite places in One Piece.
I have a quick little thing we were so close. We were so close to something amazing.
How do you
At
know?
the beginning, Gecko
I knew it.
Moria was almost said to be executed.
I
by
knew
Don
that
Flamingo.
motherfucker wouldn't do it.
And then there's a throwaway line later where Don Flamingo's like, "Yeah, he just fucking disappeared," and it's like,
Unbelievable.
Oda,
Thought
dead.
to be dead.
Oda, check your mailbox in 3 business days.
"Oh my god, no!
Check your mailbox.
But
Don't send him a
with
bomb."
that, we get a lot of people looking around and seeing the news all over the world.
Yes.
We get Crocodile seeing what Luffy did. We see Buggy seeing it.
That
Luffy's
bell
press
thing
op.
the bell thing
was awesome. It was like a cool concept.
Rayleigh's little plan was fantastic.
It was awesome.
And Luffy posing like that, all solemnly, like an Avenger in a Marvel poster or whatever. Like, it was so funny.
He was like dropping an album like day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really was. Shit was fire.
And it was Killer explaining the new era thing or like
Yeah.
the new year
Yeah.
And
bells
with-
and stuff. I was like very
It was really cool flashing between all these different reactions of people without saying what they were reacting to, but like people all across all the way from the Straw Hat Pirates to the Supernovas to officers in the Navy just being like, "Can you believe that stunt this Luffy kid just pulled?" And
yeah.
3D 2Y.
I can't
3D2Y.
imagine having read that like as it was releasing because
Right.
that mystery was held out over like
3,
I think
4
like
weeks.
3 or 4 chapters.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like sitting
was
in that for that long.
I'd be
Yeah.
pissed the fuck off
I
every
like-
time he didn't reveal it.
I like that it was Rayleigh's idea too.
Yeah.
Like all that whole thing was Rayleigh's idea.
And we get this
Um,
whole training arc that Luffy's
yes,
going
he's,
into.
like,
He's
going
learning
Ben
hockey.
Kenobi right
he's,
now.
it's-
Yeah.
he's learning the Force essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the 3 main like hockey usages, right? Because there's like the precognition. There is
Observation.
Color of color of armor.
of arms.
Armament.
Armament. And color of supreme king shit.
Conqueror.
/ conqueror.
yes.
Yep. And he's gonna learn that. He's gonna fight big ol' elephants
Elephants.
on an island that has a new season every week.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And
It's like a montage. It looks like years, but
yeah.
it's,
Boa wants to bring him food every day.
Yeah.
She's not allowed.
And we get also this jump to like as we're checking in with everyone towards the end too. We got the Blackbeard pirates doing their shit, like wreaking absolute havoc. Like I think it's so cool to just see them like. Basically, we know that for the next 2 years, they are going to be it feels like they're going to be the most powerful force in the world that's not like one of the 4 emperors or like, a group like that.
yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
with them having, I like Bonnie a lot. She seems very cool
Right.
and interesting.
Blackbeard turns tail as soon as he knows that Akainu is heading his way.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I wasn't ready to deal with this.
Yeah, because he's a coward. He's
Yeah.
a coward
Yeah.
that is
He is.
he's an utter piece of shit and
Yeah.
human garbage.
Whitebeard and Ace's memorials. That was
Yeah.
so nice.
I
and
don't know
sad.
why, but I just love seeing Marco talk to Shanks.
Me
at
too.
the-
I was
at the
about
Yeah.
to say that. It was epic. It was
Yeah.
just like the movie cuts to that shot of the back of their heads, and you go, oh, like that's what happens.
We also learn at that instance that Marco has taken over and is now the leader of the Whitebeard pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they were trying to. I don't know. I think you already said this. They're trying to. The 5 elders were trying to suspect who was going to be the next the emperor.
The next emperor. And there's also, 3 slots to fill on the
the
4
warlords?
slots on the
Yeah.
warlords?
Three, I think,
The-
right?
what,
3.
That they
We've got
killed,
Don
quote, unquote.
Flamenco.
Yeah, Wait, Don Flamingo's not?
No, I'm saying like the ones we
Oh,
have left. We got
yeah.
Don Flamenco, Boa Hancock,
Kuma.
Kuma.
Not Kuma anymore.
Oh, Kuma's not a.
I don't believe so.
I thought because I thought he was still robot.
Let me
Exist.
hold on.
Yeah, what's Kuma's?
'Cause
We're
you-
missing Moria. We're missing
Blackbeard.
Blackbeard,
And Jinbei.
and
Those are
Jinbei.
the 3 slots that have opened up.
Yeah.
So Kuma, Doflamingo, Boa Hancock, and Mihawk are still
Yeah.
Okay.
on board. I'm ready for Mihawk to like. I'm really wondering how at the end of all this, how this is going to shake out and whose side he's going to.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
He's not much of he's not an antagonist, I wouldn't say.
Because like Mihawk he seems very neutral, and then Boa is clearly on Luffy. Whatever side Luffy's on is the side that Boa's on. So that really only leaves them with 2 loyal warlords right now.
Well, also, I mean, I feel like none of the warlords are on the government side at the end of the day, right?
Well, Kuma
Like,
now is completely.
Well, Kuma is, but like,
And
Don Flamenco has whatever. He's just there to just fuck around and bring in this new age, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who was he talking
he
to,
was,
Clayton? Tell me right now. Who the fuck was that little
When
fucker with the hat?
When
When he's
The
complaining
hat.
that Moria
Huh?
isn't dead.
what?
When he's complaining, when he's like,
I would have to look at the chapter.
he's like, Moria, he disappeared. I guess his devil fruit can do that. And then this guy's like trying to talk mess to him, and he's like, hey, don't forget, you might be this big ranking officer, but don't forget who I am.
Maybe it was just an officer.
No, he was shadowed in a way where he was
Oh.
like, this is clearly an important guy we will meet.
Oh yeah,
I don't
because Doflamingo says he says that like the orders came from when he was about to kill
Higher up.
Moria.
Yeah,
he's like
even
the
higher
orders
up.
came from even higher up, so he's some major government official.
We
Yeah.
met the head
Bless
of.
you.
So I thought the fleet admiral was like, I thought that was the big guy, and then beyond him is the 5 elders. No, like, I forget. The Navy is just one branch of the military. We meet the head of the military. Kong.
Yes.
And then we have the 5 elders above him. Yeah. I wonder if the 5 elders, they all look kind of like scruffy. I wonder if we're going to get them in any actual like combat at any point. Like, is Luffy going to fight them at the end of One Piece?
I think they're squishy. I don't think they're...
One of them always has a samurai sword.
Luffy's going to beat up some old man.
Yeah, I hope so.
Can I tell you that one funny fan art thing that I saw a while ago?
Sure.
Yeah, I saw a fan art or something of the 5 elders doing the like the move they used against Oars, where they all like
oh my god
became one mega human.
Yeah.
And it was the 5 elders doing that. And
Yeah.
it was Luffy just like standing like looking at him.
It's been a common thing in the fandom for a while of like any day now the 5 elders are gonna go. They're like gonna get fucking involved, man. Like they're gonna go throw down.
Probably not. Oh, they also mentioned that interesting fact where they were like, "Damn, we don't have Jinbei anymore. He was kind of like our olive branch with the fishmen.
The token hire.
He was the token hire to kind of keep peaceful relations with the fish people.
They're gonna bring Arlong in. Arlong's gonna be a warlord.
Yeah. So I guess the trajectory now is they're gonna meet up back on. Is it
in 2 years?
In 2 years,
That is the plan.
which I imagine they'd want to do. They have Rayleigh's. No, it's gonna be Sabaody because that's where the ship is.
Yeah, Rayleigh also left his
Viver
paper with
Shaky
Shaki.
is how I say. I actually have no idea what's the correct pronunciation.
So they're gonna meet up there, and then they're gonna head to Fishman Island finally, and then get to the New World.
Mayhaps.
Very cool.
Very cool
One
stuff.
can hope.
Do y'all have
Well-
any thoughts on who the next warlords might be? Just real quick.
Buggy.
I imagine.
Oh wait, the warlord. Sorry, I thought you meant that emperor.
Some of the supernovas might be. We got a lot of updates with supernovas, and I imagine that maybe some of them will be up to that. But also they're rookies, so I don't know. It might just be people we've never met before.
I could see with just in the I'm thinking about like situations that the supernovas are in. Like Bonnie is kind of in a situation because last we saw of her was a Kainu just like directly in front of her, capturing her. I could see her becoming a warlord to get out of that.
Maybe. I feel like Kid also is like, I could really see it because he has a very selfish agenda, and it's not like you have to be a morally gray person to be a warlord because Flamingo exists.
Yeah, especially if Kid gets the offer of like, you be a warlord and just kill the people we don't like.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll tell you who's not going to be a warlord. Luffy.
No, I actually think he's
Monkey
going to be
D.
he's going to be the 3rd warlord.
Motherfucker, that guy is going to be the king of the pirates. He's going to be an emperor.
Or Croc will come back as one of the warlords. That'd be crazy.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
He and Daz Bones are on a date somewhere.
They're also headed to the New World. What are y'all table handsing for?
I was thinking the mob guy.
Veggie.
Oh,
Veggie.
Capone Gang
Yeah.
Veggie.
I could see him doing warlord.
Can I ask something? I didn't read like just the last couple chapters, and I thought I remembered everything. Veggie gets sucked up into something. I can't remember for the life of me.
I don't remember
Yeah, I
what the
forgot.
Veggie
What the
check-in was.
fuck is that?
Wait,
I don't
what?
know. I guess from where you're at in One Piece has not been established what that
I'll
was.
say this: you see Veggie again. I don't remember what
That's-
that was.
when was this?
Surely it's something.
I'll
Surely
pull
he maybe
the chapters
explained.
out
Okay.
in after the thing. if
It
we
looked
wanna
like
take a look.
giant. It looked like a giant thing.
Looked like a UFO or something.
Yeah, it looked like a sky island of some kind. That's kind of what I thought.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
Well, any final thoughts on this chunk of
I
chapters?
mean, he's Italian.
No.
So who cares?
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are
your
we
final
ready
thought.
to get into our brand new second to last little segment?
Yeah.
A while ago, we said that we are going to start taking questions on from our email, which is strawhatcrusaders@gmail.com. We asked for people, if you listen to this podcast, you can email us any questions that you want to hear us answer and chat about. You can also DM them to us on Twitter or leave them in the YouTube comments, but email is going to be the most likely place for us to see it.
Or send a carrier pigeon.
Yeah, to our address, which is, and yeah, so this first one comes from our friend Sylvia here. Or specifically, this is Sylvia from YouTube. Is how they introduce
Sylvia
themselves.
from YouTube.
Thank you so much. You've given us actually quite a few that I think you give us a lot of good food to eat here. But the one I want to answer that they asked is, who from JoJo and One Piece would get along best with each other? They said Luffy and Jonathan would be absolute best of friends.
That's
in
right where my
opinion.
mind went.
Was Luffy and Jonathan?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
just these
funny.
little noble guys.
I feel like obvious Zoro and Jotaro probably.
Yeah.
I feel like Zoro and Jotaro would butt heads too much.
Really?
Yeah, I
Well,
feel like they would just like
I feel
both want to be the coolest guy in the room.
no.
Jotaro doesn't give a fuck about
Neither
being
does
the coolest guy.
Zoro.
They just happen to be the
I-
coolest guys.
Yeah.
I think if you like put them in a situation where like if you put them if they were shopping on Black Friday and like they were competitive, you know what I mean, then
Yeah,
they wouldn't get
yeah,
along. They
yeah.
would piss each other off a lot. But just hanging out in a room, like I feel
Okay.
like they would vibe.
Let me just say this. If Jotaro were around any of the Straw Hats, they would all pretty much be Polnareff to him. They would all be like, he'd be like, okay, I gotta chaperone you.
Speaking of Polnareff
Polnareff.
and Usopp, I think would be really good
Polnareff and
friends.
Usopp. I could
Or
also
Polnareff
see-
and Sanji.
yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, 'cause they're
Joseph,
Or Kakyoin and Sanji.
Yes.
Sorry, what were you saying,
young
Josh?
Joseph, I think would get along with a lot of them. I think him and I feel like him and Zoro would butt heads though at first. I feel like him and Sanji would be too similar.
Bruno and Robin, just because they're my favorite.
Yeah.
Well,
they would.
I
I
know
mean,
they 100%
They would have,
would.
they would
They would.
have great little like tea and sandwich
Yes,
sessions.
they would cut each other's bangs. It'd be
Yes.
great.
I think. Well, you've met, Jolyne now. I think
Yeah.
Jolyne and Nami would. They
Yeah.
they
Oh,
would
yeah.
have a great time.
I think so too.
I feel like I don't know why I'm thinking, but I feel like Chopper and Mista
Yeah.
would
Misto would freak out. Misto would like perform an exorcism if he saw
yeah, but
Chopper.
after
Chopper
that,
right in the head.
they'd get into so much hijinks together.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see.
I think Sanji and Jolyne would. I think Jolyne would like Sanji.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
like,
she'd
you're a
be
little
like-
freak, ain't you?
Yeah.
I wonder if I can hunt him for sport.
I can
Yeah.
say this. There might be evidence later in the part that supports that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
At the
What
very
is
least,
this?
that she would tolerate that.
Oh my
Sorry,
god,
I
that's
spaced out for a
so
second. I was
funny.
thinking about other people. What would she tolerate?
That she would tolerate being around someone like
Sanji.
Sanji.
Okay. Yeah.
Jotaro would hate Sanji.
Yeah. Jotaro would kill
Yeah.
Sanji
I think
immediately.
Jotaro really wouldn't be able to stand any of them except Robin, Frankie, and Zoro.
Frankie and Polnareff
Frankie
would get
and
my
Polnareff.
like a house on fire.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they would. That
Yeah.
would be. Ooh.
Yeah.
Kakyoin also, I feel like would get along with everyone who's everyone who's a sensible person would get along with Robin.
Well, you know what? I think we're thinking of like in terms of similarities.
Yeah.
And that's
That's a
not
good
how a lot
point.
of friendships work.
No.
It's like, so, who
Yeah.
embodies their actual best friend more? Like, would Kakyoin get along with Zoro? Because he's similar to
who would get along with
Jotaro.
Luffy?
I mean, who doesn't Luffy get along with? You know,
But
I think
even
like,
people who
I'm
hate
thinking,
him
like,
love him.
who is the most likely for Luffy when he says "join my crew" to be like, yeah, okay.
But that's not
Speedwagon.
necessarily who Luffy gets along
Speedwagon.
with. The
No,
most.
yeah, I know, yeah, but it's still like the bond, like the friendship between them blossoming to that point, you know.
I think Narancia and Luffy have very similar vibes, and
Yeah.
I think that would make them get along. And so I think
Yeah.
Luffy and Mista would be very, very good friends.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, for sure.
Something like that.
I feel like Luffy and Giorno could get on pretty
Yeah.
well. Yeah, I think just like
Yeah, because
in terms of like
Giorno gets along with everyone as long as they don't explicitly hate him.
Of
yeah,
course.
Giorno's like, listen, I like you. Don't test me. Luffy's like, okay.
yeah, okay.
He's like, okay.
I get, here's the real question though: who are we putting Abakio with?
Okay, think about
yeah.
who Abakio likes.
Abakio likes Bruno.
End of list.
Well, I think Abakio, I think would have a weird, funny little pet relationship with Chopper. I think he would like Chopper a lot, in the kind of similar way that Robin likes Chopper, where he's like, you know what, you're unassuming, you stay out of my business, and we go shopping.
He would be bragging about, hey, look, I trained this thing to get me a beer out of the fridge.
Well, that's something like Mista would say. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like Josuke. I feel like Okayasu would get along so well with Usopp and
yeah.
Luffy. Like they would
be a nightmare.
yeah.
Oh my god.
They would do the kicking dance. What's that called?
The can
Can
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Okuyasu
Um,
and Frankie, I could also.
I've got one
Yeah.
more. I've
Yeah.
got one more I want to specifically place because we've been talking a lot about heroes.
No, true. I was like,
who's Dio's One Piece best friend gonna be?
I mean, Dio doesn't get along with people that don't just worship him.
yeah.
So it would be like sniveling servants is what Dio would need
Yeah.
from
Well, like who's vanilla? Who's the Vanilla Ice of One Piece?
Yeah.
No.
I think
Yeah, I don't know.
because I think there's similarities to be drawn between like Dio and Dofi.
Yes.
But I don't think they would get along.
No, they would
because
actually. Yeah,
They
they
do
would
kill
kill
each
each other
other.
and then
Yeah.
make out and then kill each other.
There's no room for two alphas in this house.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, there's. I think Dio
Oh, he would
would
l-
make Moria his servant.
Oh yeah.
Dio, I think though, you know what though? I think he would like meet Mihawk and be like, I gotta fuck you. Like in the same, like I feel like
The question for Dio is not who would you be friends with. Is like
Who you would fuck?
We would fuck.
like I think he'd meet Mihawk and be like, I gotta turn you into like one of my, I gotta give you the in-duel treatment, right? But like Mihawk would be just a little too like, they just wouldn't be compatible. Like he'd be too much of like a dom top.
You should pull up Google Docs, start writing, Josh.
He would get a really along well with Mr. One. He just
Mr. One?
he
Yes,
just
yes.
forced Mr. One to be his little pet, and
Yeah,
then
Yeah.
for sure. I feel
yeah.
like Diavolo and Rob Lucci would get along for some reason.
But
Okay.
Diablo,
I don't know why I just
no,
had that
I mean
thought.
That makes
honestly,
sense.
yeah, him being like the
Diavolo-
top operative and being like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, Lucci, you're my most trusted guy. Go do
Diablo
this shit.
doesn't get along. Him and Kira are both cases where it's like neither of them are going to want to ever associate with anyone else. Period. They are
So
loners.
this is a game that we play, and
Fine, fucking whoop slap. Is that what you want? You like them. You like them.
I think it's another case of like subordinate hunting. Where
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
he needs a subordinate, and Lucci, any of CP9.
yeah.
I think Diavolo would be like, those are some consummate professionals that I'll
Yeah.
keep around.
Yeah.
Kira would only get along with Luffy when he's doing Gear 3, though.
Oh, you know who would love each other?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that CP9 could just merge with La Squadra. They could just make one big happy.
Whoa.
Yeah,
with
yeah, I
Yeah.
could see that.
Yeah, and then they can all get killed.
Who would be friends with Buggy the most? That's like
man.
Oh, a
Crazy.
whole horse. Whole horse and
Whole
buggy.
horse
would-
and buggy
oh
adventure.
my god, you
Please.
absolute genius. Okay,
Look.
Buggy in part 6. Let's go.
I know we don't have this kind of reach yet, but
Yeah.
if there's anybody out here with any inkling towards that, please, whole horse and buggy fan art, please, please.
It'd be unstoppable.
I feel like
That's awesome.
I honestly I feel like Buggy and Joseph. No, I'm crazy. Nah, I'm crazy, man. I'm talking out my ass. Hell,
Yeah.
who would? Here's a real question: who would Rohan like actually like?
Oh wow. Well, he really likes Koichi.
Yeah. So he'd like Chopper. He'd be like, Chopper, you're my
Yeah.
little man, and
I
I'm
think-
gonna make you do all these things for me.
Or like Usopp too. I feel like Rohan would Koichi Usopp.
I feel like Usopp's
Nah.
too silly and like you know, what's the word? Buffoonish. You know.
Yeah, he'd
But
be like-
he would annoy Rohan.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty
Um,
much. There's a lot of JoJo characters where I'm like, and One Piece characters where I'm like, oh, I could see you getting along with just anyone.
Maybe Luffy, because the reason he was like obsessed with Koichi at first was because he was like, you're such an interesting little guy. Look at all this guy can fit so much character development in him. let me read him, and I feel like
He'd
he
be
would
like, "What the fuck is
yes,
this?"
what's going on here?
Should we? I have. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I got nothing. If you want to get into,
I think we should
homework.
talk about this concept for as long as we want, and then cut it whenever we think it gets
Yeah,
too long, because I want to keep
No,
talking
keep talking.
about it.
For real.
Yeah.
I'll bring this up later. But
Okay.
yeah, I think that Croc, another one on Dio's body list.
I can see that.
Iva, I think that
Oh.
I think that he would also want to recruit Iva, and then I would be like, nah.
I think Iva and Abakio would get along.
Yeah, yeah.
Just my personal
I think
opinion.
Iva would recruit like half of the enemy stand users we've ever had.
Absolutely.
bring him to the good side.
Absolutely.
Giorno and Iva.
Yeah.
They're both
Yeah.
revolutionary.
Oh,
they
yeah.
would both.
They would love each
slay.
other.
Yes.
They would both get along so well. I think there's I can't say, but there are characters in parts of JoJo you've not met
Right.
that I think would really that I would love to talk about. There's specifically the main Jobro of part 7. I think would get along with every single Straw Hat.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
that makes me excited for part 7.
and
Yeah.
in different complex ways. I also think there's a character in part 9 who would feel very safe and empowered by Iva.
Yeah. I feel like.
I also feel like.
Go ahead.
So go.
No, you go.
No. I feel like Abakio and Law. Like I feel like Abakio being on Law's submarine
Wow.
would make a lot of
Wow.
sense to me.
That is a powerful comment. Yeah. that's
Also,
pretty great.
Giorno and Law, because
Yeah.
Law
Yes.
he's a thinker, he's a
Yeah.
schemer, and he's a planner.
With Jorno, you just got to figure out who would magnify his joint slay.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Law would do that.
I think I think that Josuke and Bon Clay would be really best friends.
Oh,
That
yeah.
makes so much
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
why does that make sense? I can't tell you
Right?
why that makes sense.
I don't
but
know.
it-
I was thinking of who to put with Bon Clay, but I feel like they would
Well,
be really
because Josuke likes finding a little freak that he can fix
yeah.
up.
Well,
Yeah.
he also just he puts on his exhibit goggles a lot.
Yes.
You know?
Oh my god, that's exactly how Josuke works.
Yeah.
That's why I relate to Josuke
Wow,
so much.
we just had a breakthrough for Josh.
Because I have friends where I'm like, I put the exhibit goggles on. Exhibit goggles is like when you have a friend and you're like, I love being around them, but I have to like kind of treat them as a petting zoo
animal?
exhibit. Yeah, zoo
Yeah.
animal.
Or
I
like
gotta-
a museum exhibit.
I have to
like,
look at them as like you are like a creature in the wild that I'm kind of that like because if you
You have
treat
to turn
them like,
them into entertainment,
Yeah,
not
I get you.
enrichment.
yeah,
You know?
when you turn because when you try to
Okay,
treat them,
yeah.
when you treat them like too seriously, you're gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? that is how Josuke treats all his friends in part 4.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
think oh my god, old Joseph and Rayleigh.
What?
Maybe I'm
Sure.
just putting them together because they're both
'Cause
old
they're
and
old.
cool.
They're
Old
old
men.
and cool.
But I feel like Rayleigh would think that Joseph was like his better half. Like he'd be like, "You're so entertaining."
I think old Joseph and Garp are more similar.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Every time I hear Garp talk, I imagine it in old Joseph's voice.
Yeah.
But also, Joseph hates cops.
Yeah. I was
True.
gonna maybe say old Joseph and Shanks.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Bro.
because like they're not like very similar like personality wise, but I feel like knowing Shanks and knowing like they'd get along swimmingly.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about Jotaro is that he likes neat little fellows. Right?
Fellows.
He likes neat little guys. And who is that in One Piece?
Who are you talking about again?
Jotaro.
Jotaro? Does he like neat little guys?
Well, I'm just thinking he really likes
I think he likes people
who's
that
the most-
mind their own business.
He
Who's
likes
the most Kakuin.
Kakuin and
in One
Koichi. He
Piece?
likes Kakuin and he likes
likes
Koichi a
Kakuin.
lot.
Kakuin, I see. This might be controversial, but Kakuin, I think, is Sanji.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
I was
What?
gonna say.
I just don't understand. Can
Kakuin
you explain
does,
that to
he
me?
Does,
The
he does the
Mr.
Mr. Prince
Prince.
moment. Yeah.
The Mr.
He has the
Prince one.
glasses. Even.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but he's way less obnoxious than he's so much more like he has so much more like etiquette. He's so less. Sanji's so much
Yes.
more uncouth.
Uh-huh.
You know.
See,
San-
Sanji's, he's just a more, I think, outwardly emotional Kakuin.
He's more unhinged, I think.
Yeah.
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 But like just in a like chill situation, I feel like they'd get along.
Ace.
Ooh, Ace.
I'm trying to think of Ace ones.
Ace and your mom.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Take that back.
Clayton, I had a question.
What's up?
Should we, now that we've hit the time skip,
Uh-huh.
should we do an update of our Straw Hat ranking? Or do you not? Do you think we should hold off?
I want to hold off. I'll do that next One Piece episode.
Okay.
Understood.
Yes.
Because I will say, you'll be happy to hear this. I think Luffy has shot up quite a bit after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also at some point soon want to do the updated, or not really updated, but original tier list for the arcs of this half of One Piece.
Ooh.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I would love to do that. I'd love to do that any time of the day. I would do that after. I would do that after this, if that's what y'all want to do. But anyway,
I feel like Ace and Hermes for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see that.
I see it.
Hermes
Honestly-
is someone.
It's cool.
I don't know a lot about Hermes yet, but there may be something yet to be learned that would add to that credibility there.
Yeah.
About Ace,
Yeah.
but he's dead. We cannot learn any more
We
possibly.
cannot.
We know
about
That's what
him.
you
He is
think?
dead,
We know
cannot
everything.
That was
learn.
something I was going to
Oh,
say.
Ghost Ace.
I
Ghost
kind of,
Ace.
part of me, as I was reading their really well fleshed out and compelling backstory, was kind of wondering why Oda didn't include this before Marineford. But I trust him, but it's like I
feel like it would have hurt the
Clayton's
pacing
holding
to
a
come.
gun. I mean, I don't think it really
I
would have.
It slowed. I mean, it was like at least half a volume.
I loved having that there when we're seeing Luffy's freak out, but I think Luffy's freak out would have been even more powerful had we already had that information and sat with it. I don't know. It's a nitpick for sure. I mean, I still think it was very well placed in the story. If not before Marineford, then directly after is a great spot to put it. But
Sorry, you go ahead.
This is unrelated. Avdol and Garp would. No, sorry, Avdol and Jinbei.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said Garp.
Thank you. I've been saying that Jinbei kind of reminds me of Avdol
Yeah,
a bit, but
sure.
they would be on the same level in terms of ethical, moral code
Yeah.
and like mentor level.
Yeah, and especially with especially paralleling the moments of like Jinbei being like, I'm not going to protect him unless I like him. And then he's like sacrificing everything to Avdol being like,
Yeah.
you're all on your own in here. And then sacrificing his life the minute anyone was in danger.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them would like Fugo. Any of the Strawhats
Nor
would
should
like
they.
Fugo. Okay, buddy.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I just don't. I think Luffy would try. Luffy would be like, he would try to recruit him so bad, and Fugo would be like, "You don't understand, man.
You don't
just
understand. I'm a coward.
I feel like Robin would like Fugo. I feel like they
Robin would understand Fugo.
Yeah.
Robin would get it.
Well, Luffy would if Luffy was already friends. If Fugo was like, no, I'm not going to join you, then Luffy would be like, fine. But if they were already traveling and Fugo left, Luffy would not accept that.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
would be like,
Yep.
Well, there was such Luffy. The whole The whole thing with Luffy, like, not letting people go exists in a much more optimistic world that is One Piece versus the world of Part 5, which is very, sacrificial and just,
Dio and Boa would.
Whoa.
I
I don't think Boa would like Dio at all.
Me neither.
No, not
I
at
think
all.
she would hate him.
It would just be hot.
maybe I.
You want to watch a movie about it?
Maybe no. I was just like I said that I forgot we were like doing who would be friends. Like I just want to see them in a room together.
I think Boa would like fall for Jonathan. For the same reason she'd fall for Luffy.
Yeah.
Or honestly, I think Boa would fall for each of the Joestars for the same reason she'd fall for Luffy.
I think only Jonathan.
Really? Not even Jotaro?
Maybe Jotaro, but not Joseph.
No.
Yeah,
not
you're right, yeah.
Joseph. No.
Yeah, Joseph
Never
would not be
Joseph.
allowed within 100 leagues of Amazon Lily.
If they ever met each other, Joseph is not leaving. He's going to be a statue in that spot.
Do you think Part 2 Joseph could beat... let's power scale. Do you think he could beat any One Piece villain with his precognition?
Beat any One Piece villain? He could probably beat Axe Hand Morgan. Alvida?
Yeah, I think fucking...
Probably Kuro.
I think Speedwagon could fucking beat Axe Hand Morgan.
Sure. All right.
Homework time?
Yeah.
Homework time. Let's put a cork in this.
I think JoJo's going to go first on this one.
Sure thing.
So, in an effort to... we kind of want to make the homeworks a little smaller. In an effort to do that, we're going to try not to have like a lot of homeworks that are really more than 5 episodes. So, going forward, you are going to watch the next 3 episodes of Stone Ocean. Expect the plot to thicken and unfold a little bit. And expect some more Florida. And expect some more wonderful Jolyne Cujoh.
Hell yeah.
That's her prison nickname, Wonderful Jolyne.
Yeah, what do you think is going to happen next? I mean, we just had a huge emotional blow. The main character of JoJo was just one-shotted, and now she has this mission. What do you think is going to happen?
I think we're finally going to meet the Joe Bros, and I think that Jolyne is going to start investigating.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe we learn a little bit more about Emporia.
How you feeling? How you feeling about just like the opening of this part?
Strong start. I'm excited to get into the meat.
Hopefully you actually like the
I'm not.
freaking ending of this one, motherfucker.
Maybe.
That's all on
Who
you.
knows?
Hold on, I have a question. Do you not like... So you said you were iffy on the ending of Part 5. Was it mainly because of the... You said it was mainly because of the flashback arc, right? Or was it just the ending as a whole?
It is kind of the ending as a whole.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's not that I hate it. It's just like... I think there were a couple things that make it not work as well for me, which a large part of that is I was never too concerned. Diavolo just felt like it felt like you took a guy that they would have fought in the middle of a part and gave him the stand of a final villain.
Man, I gotta just disagree so hard. We have to have an episode where we actually discuss this.
We've alluded to it on 2 episodes now.
I don't think you understood the ending of Part 5 at all.
Sure thing.
When we get back to Part 5 rewatch,
reread.
One Piece homework time?
yeah, let's talk about the One Piece homework.
All right, we will be reading One Piece in no sooner than 1 month from now. We will be taking...
Wait, what?
At least a 1 month break
You
from reading
motherfucker.
One Piece. And this is it's a funny thing that happened. I was going to surprise everybody with this.
Is this real?
And it became a thing where, due
unfortunately
to
it
different
is.
circumstances, Adriana, you are the only person at this table that is
What
being
the fuck?
that is being
Am I
surprised by
punked?
this.
What?
We are taking a break from One Piece because 2 years are going to pass, guys,
Yeah.
and we can't just pick right back up.
Oh my god.
We can't just go right back into it. We can't do that. But we're going to do something else instead. And that's why I wanted to talk to y'all about what that would be. I have an idea for what I want to do. What's up?
Right before we get into what you're doing, I want to say what I'm doing. Because I knew this break was coming for a little while. I've started rereading One Piece from the very beginning, and I think I'm going to try to get back caught up to where we are before the month is out.
Awesome.
So
that's crazy.
I'll give a little update.
You couldn't rewatch all of part 1 and 2?
Nope.
But you could do that?
Yeah.
All right. Yikes.
So we're going to be taking a break from One Piece.
What is the reason? What is the real, like, what is the reason?
I genuinely think it would hurt y'all's experience if we dove right back into One Piece right now. I think we need a break.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I want y'all to, by the time we're reading that next half, I really want y'all to be missing the Straw Hats.
I totally get that.
Guess what, motherfucker? I miss them already.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I like the sentiment behind this.
Hey guys, all my fellow Straw Hats and Crusaders out there, it's Josh here, just cutting in real quick to kind of give y'all the real lowdown on what this homework's gonna be. So basically a lot of, we talked a lot in the rest of this podcast about what we wanted this 1 month break of One Piece to be. And basically Clayton gave us all of his pitches, and we didn't like any of them. So we said, go back to the drawing board, give us something good, surprise us even. He kept arguing with us, and then there was like people switching sides, and then we just really didn't. It just got crazy. It got insane. I'm recording this on a flight to New York. We're doing the world tour of the podcast, but it's kind of awkward because none of us are talking to each other. None of us are speaking. It's been really crazy. And so Clayton pretty much decided he's just going to surprise us on the next episode of Straw Hat Crusaders. He's gonna pitch us something, and we're just going to have to kind of do it, whatever it is. And y'all are going to be there for it. Just rest assured it will be One Piece related. We're not happy about the break that we're taking. I want to read One Piece so bad. Hayden wants to read it more. Adriana's kind of whatever, but like says that they want to read more. And honestly, like, again, we're not really talking, so I don't really know like what's going on. But don't worry, because we still have JoJo to talk about. Stone Ocean's going to get a little bit more of a spotlight. Also, when it comes to Stone Ocean, Clayton is going to be watching the next 4 episodes. That's his homework, and that is, I guess, y'all's homework for whoever's following along. The next 4 episodes, not 3. And a mystery assignment of One Piece that we will discover on the next episode of Straw Hat Crusaders. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of this episode.
With that, do we want to go ahead and put a cap in this thing?
Let's put a piece of dynamite in its ass and light the fuse.
Oh, yeah.
We love you.
Good night.